Welcome into Boulder, Colorado for this afternoon's MCLA matchup between the University of Colorado Buffaloes and the visiting Boise State Broncos. Joe Paris alongside Derek Michelson here with you on your Sunday afternoon. It's a warm day in Boulder. It's a little bit windy, a little bit overcast, but we got some exciting matches ready to get going. Derek?
Yeah, it's not quite as nice as it was a little earlier today. Wind starting to move in and some cloud cover, but we see if that might clear up. It might warm up for everybody out there, but definitely a nice day, and it should be a good one for lacrosse. We got a good matchup here for us today.
I got to start the broadcast saying that Boise State's got some of the coolest looking kits in the entire league. Those gray matte helmets, the black jerseys, the faded gray and the orange on the jerseys. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's they're definitely trying to win the uniform game this year. It's kind of that, maybe going for that age-old adage of you gotta look good to play good, Joe. But yeah, it's definitely a nice-looking kit, that's for sure.
And we got a brand new camera position today. Tanner Bergamo is way up in the lift, 100 feet up in the air. That's awesome. We are good. This is good to go. We got a good sky view down for you. He's in the Copter 1190.
Yeah, is that what it is?
Traffic copter. We're just hovering our helicopter. You're tuned into Lacrosse. Let's do this. Buffs and Broncos. Colorado wearing their brand new white jerseys. They're the white Vapor Elites, some of the thinnest jerseys you'll ever find in any sport. I mean, we were talking about the new jerseys that Colorado got this year, and these white jerseys they're thinner than paper. They're awesome.
Yeah, it's they're basically matches. They're just the updated versions of the other uniforms they have. We got the multiple different kits for Colorado. They got the white tops, the gray tops now. We got black tops, we got gold tops, and then they're all the same Vapor Elite. So they're definitely, they've been taken care of here by Nike, and I'm sure that the Buffs appreciate it.
So Colorado will travel left to right here to get going in our first quarter. Again, white tops, black bottoms. Carter Escada will come around the bend, puts one in front. Faking and scoring for Colorado is Mitch McCannon.
It was good patience there by Mitch. He threw a low fake. He got the goalie to drop a little bit, and then he came back up high with that one. So it was a good job by him. One of the things that, Joe, we noticed in warm-ups was for Boise, their goaltender, Dustin Kelly, he seemed like his hands weren't quite as fast. I'm not sure if maybe he's a little tired from the earlier games this year, or this weekend, I should say. But a little slower with his hands, so throw a couple fakes at him, you're going to get opportunities to beat him.
So 1-0 Colorado. They had a really hot start against Oregon on Friday night, and then Oregon made a really nice comeback in the second half. And talking with the Colorado coaching staff, they say they want to figure out how to put games away early. Something that Colorado has had a little bit of trouble with in the past is getting up early and letting teams get back into it. So talking with assistant coach Aaron Gray, he says, I want to get up early and I want to finish this game and stay ahead the entire game.
Yeah, and a big part of that is not taking penalties. We saw a lot of penalties for the Buffs against Oregon. I think it was either 10 or 11 that game, and so Colorado needs to do a better job trying to stay out of that box, because you give those extra man-up opportunities, that's where your teams are going to put points on the board against you.
This afternoon's goalies for Colorado will be Jensen Makarov, got the win to make him 2-1 on the year Friday night. And on the other end for the Broncos will be Dustin Kelly. He wears number 27. Kelly, one of the bigger goalies we've seen so far at Kit Field.
And Kelly playing with an extremely high arc. He's almost toes to the top of where you would ever want him for a goalie. It makes it really hard to slide post to post. He has to travel really quickly to get side to side. So Colorado moving the ball across his face is going to be huge for them, and really quick passes to force him to move and adjust is going to be a way to get some open opportunities and looks for him.
Taken away again by Colorado. They run the aggressive 10-man ride. A lot of teams in the MCLA have tried to copy Colorado because of its success. It's all about conditioning, though, and staying in formation. Played over again for Colorado will be Hunter Molnar. Molnar will have it knocked out of his stick, and it'll be brought the other way by Quinn Mendilua.
Yeah, part of the key to that 10-man, Joe, is you got to have a quick goaltender, but you also have to have a goaltender that understands how to play defense. And Colorado lucking out with Makarov. He's one of those rare few that knows not just what a defensive set should look like, but how to actually play defense if need be.
And Adam Smith goes all the way coast to coast, handling it around Penn Lukens. Penn did a good job to get the stick in there, but a better goal by Adam Smith. He'll beat Makarov. It's 1-1.
Smith showing the strength on that shot. Lukens was lifting underneath his arms, which is what you want to do as a defender. It was a good move for him. He was in relatively good position. He did let Adams get underneath, but lifting those arms, and Adams is still able to power through. It's a pretty strong forearms and wrist there for that young man, and was able to get the goal because of it.
So it looks like the wind has actually had to bring our camera crew down a little bit. We're going to try and figure out a better spot to put the camera. We don't want them all the way up in the lift on the windy day in Boulder, so bear with us. Down on goal line extended will be John Clayton. Clayton had a really good game, his first game of the year Friday night. He had a hat trick against Oregon. And talking to John after the game, he was very excited about his performance, but he said he was even more excited to get out here on Sunday and prove it wasn't just a one-game performance for him and that he's the real deal.
Yeah, and that was kind of the key last year with him was he was kind of one of those players that he'd have a great game, then he'd have an okay game, then he'd have a phenomenal game, and then he'd have a poor game again. And, I mean, it was just he was really up and down last year. So this year, one of the big focuses, especially as a senior for him, is being consistent and consistently putting points on the board for the Buffs.
A shot there from Clayton off the mark. It'll be backed up, though, by Ben Wharton. Wharton had a great game on Friday night as well. He tallied a hat trick very quietly, I'd say.
Yeah.
Now out to Chris Bolin. Bolin will move back to the right side. Now to Max Wiesner. Wiesner in behind to X. Wharton looking for options in front to Skeda. Instead, he'll go back to the far side to Bolin. Bolin couldn't quite get his hands set to fire that one through. It'll be backed up, though, by Wharton. Just underway here in the first quarter. 11:35 remaining. 1-1. Broncos and Buffs here on Sunday afternoon in Boulder. Wiesner's got it from straight away. Buffs using their motion offense down low. Now to Bolin. Bolin looking to get around the edge. The long pole Porter, though, will chase him away. Porter will take the ball away. Ball goes down. It'll be scooped up by the other long pole, Nicholas Nizzoli. So good play there by the Broncos, harassing Colorado and creating another turnover. We've seen 2 straight for the Buffs. Back across to the near side of the field. This one will be bouncing away and into the stands. We talked about it on Friday night, Derek. Teams have a really hard time going east and west here at Kidd Field some reason.
Yeah, well, it's not just here, Joe. That's a common struggle in lacrosse is those crossfield passes. They're not easy. That ball has to travel quite a ways, and at some point, especially with the wind here today, I'm not sure if it's strong enough to adjust the ball in flight right now, but it's always something to be considered. There's a lot of factors that the longer you throw that ball, there's a lot of factors that play into it. So it's definitely a tougher pass.
McKenna will take a shot. That one will be turned away wide, so Clayton will come up to back it behind. Colorado's done a good job this year of not having one attack group. They've had a lot of depth this year. In past Colorado teams, you've had your star line, and this year there's just so many key players that can step up at any time, and a goal there from Jack Polk.
Good job by Polk changing directions. He saw his defender was overplaying him to the alley and was too low instead of defending that high side, so he just switched him back up and went right across his face. Was able to get a decent look there with his left hand, just rotated his hips and his shoulders around and just pushed that one past the goaltender.
All right, we got our crew back up in the air now. I don't know why they came down.
They might have had a technical issue. I'm not sure.
They are high up in the air. All right, they're putting on their harnesses, so we'll call the action here for you. Clark Salami will get it off of a good face-off win by Simboski, and Simboski's done a really good job this year stepping in. Clark Salami has been the face-off guy, and he had a little bit of injury trouble, so we put Simbo in there. And having Clark and Simbo on the face-off team has been really successful for Colorado. They did a great job on Friday night against Oregon, and starting off here this afternoon against Boise State, they're doing another great job. Back up top, Wiesner mishandles the pass, tries to get it on a scoop, gets it on the second attempt, and he'll cradle in. Looking in behind to X. He'll connect with Wharton. Wharton using that finalizer mood. I think he might have stepped into the crease, and it looks like he did, so a crease violation on Colorado. And we're going to get a flag down, too.
Delay game, it looks like.
So Colorado will get called for a delay of game. I think it's going to be against Wharton.
Yeah, when that penalty's called, instead you're just supposed to drop the ball. Instead, Colorado kind of slammed it and rolled it to the end line. And because of that, Lacrosse, they're trying to go for quick whistles. So when you do that, that delays that game. Obviously, you can't get that quick whistle back in, so it disadvantages the other team that you turn the ball over to, in this case Boise State here today. And so they're going to get a man-up opportunity here because of that.
9:55 remaining here in our first quarter. 2-1 our score. Colorado leads Boise State. The Broncos will go man up for the first time here this afternoon. They'll work it around the play. We'll go to Wilson. In behind to X to Liam Finn. Finn looking in front again for Wilson. Takes a shot and he scores. Alex Wilson, a one-timer from a great pass from behind from X. Will make it 2-2, a man-up goal. As the wind is definitely picking up, Derek.
Yes, for sure. Of course, the second we start our broadcast, the wind comes in.
It was really sunny and clear when we got here a few hours ago.
We actually relaxed for a little bit. It was so nice.
We just lied down on the turf and talked about the things, and now it's windy. It could snow today. We don't know. You never know in Colorado. There's no such thing as a weather forecast. Very similar weather in Boise. Boise and Boulder are they're compared to each other a lot. They've got beautiful scenery. If you actually looked at the latest rankings they came out, the top places to live in the United States, Denver, Colorado came in at number 1, and a few places down. Boise, Idaho came in at number 6. So some great places to live, some great spots for outdoor sports. It's awesome having the Broncos here in Boulder. People love the Broncos in Denver, usually the football Broncos. Caden Lewis will carry a tap. He'll trigger across to Colton Rawson. Rawson will bark out the orders as Colorado will send a man back. It'll be Zane O'Brien that'll join the defensive core after switching on the substitution. Durkin in behind to X. Broncos will move it around. Adam Smith, who has the early goal, will trigger across to Rosen again. Making a run will be Lewis. Lewis comes around the edge, takes a shot, and he scores. Caden Lewis will make it 3-2 Broncos. Back-to-back goals for Boise State. 8:45 remaining here in the first quarter. And we knew Boise State was going to be a good team coming into today. Colorado's never seen them. They've seen limited film on them, so you never know what you're going to get on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, they have seen them in the past. They haven't seen them in a couple of years, though, Joe. And apologize, my voice just went out there a little bit. But
Nice.
they haven't seen them in a couple of years, but they have seen them before. It's been long enough, though, that this is definitely a new look Boise State team. So Colorado still maybe trying to figure them out a little bit, but I think they're not as worried about that right now. They're still just trying to play their own game. They just a couple opportunities for Boise State that they just capitalized on is all.
Jake Gonzalez, the local kid, will take it up top. He's from just down the road from here. He actually went to high school with our graphics operator, Cyrus Allen. Jack Polk will take it around the edge. Wilson will chase him in behind. He'll get rid of it. Moving will be Ben Willows. Willows looks for a pass. Doesn't quite connect there with Rust. Clayton, though, will scoop it up with one hand and begin the cradle. And so be approached by Tanner Smith. Smith will try to goad Clayton into making a move. Clayton will instead go up top. It'll be moved around the bend for Colorado. McCannon on to Gonzalez. Back to Polk. McCannon comes around the edge. Chased away by the long pole. Back up top for Polk. To the far side now. Gonzalez takes a shot and he scores. Jake Gonzalez using the ground to put that one in the bottom right. And talking about scouting reports for the goaltender, that's the place you want to put it.
Yeah, and like I was saying a little earlier, he's got his hands aren't the fastest I've ever seen. So what he's going to try to do is he's just going to try to keep his body in front of it. He's going to try to get his stick there, but a lot of it is going to be trying to just take up some space right now. And so for Colorado, if you can throw it at his feet, obviously his feet take up a lot of less space than his chest. So that's a good spot to put it. Plus you're forcing his hands to drive all the way from up top down low. So when you're doing those type of things against a goaltender that plays on a high arc and also doesn't have the fastest hands in the MCLA, you're going to have a lot of opportunities. So it's a good job by Colorado diagnosing that, their coaching staff, and being prepared for it.
A really good squip there from Quinn Mendiola on the faceoff. Colorado did control it, but a nice win as Colorado will get a quick goal there from Carter Esqueda. Esqueda just working around using his shoulder. Not the biggest guy out there, but he is strong in the way he comes around the edge there. You can see that he can create some space and take a shot, and that time he buried it.
Well, he's really shifty. He's a really shifty guy, and because his stature, he's a lighter guy because he's not the big bulk guy. So with that, he's got really fast feet, and he works hard on that. And there, basically all he did is he just a couple quick dodges, but instead of sitting there and dancing for too long, he plants his foot in the ground, and he's a very explosive attackman. He explodes off that first step, and that's when he's going to get around that defender. That time worked out for him.
7:25 remaining in the first quarter. Colorado on top 4-3. Some good back-and-forth action here on Sunday afternoon, live from the University of Colorado in Boulder. Kittredge Field on the campus of CU Boulder. outlined by U.S. Highway 36 and some construction of the high-rise apartments down the road. Put in behind for Colorado. Scooped up by Molnar. Molnar will look across. He sees Wiesner, and he's going to hit him there on the run. So Wiesner, who we talked about, has got an incredibly fast release. Didn't quite get it going against Oregon until late in that one, but we saw late that, boy, he can be a difference maker. Clayton has the ball taken away from him. Really good defense by Manning. But picked right back up by Colorado, moved around by Chris Bolin. Bolin and Clayton will go back and forth. Wiesner onto the far side now. From X, it'll be Esqueda. Out for Clayton, who takes a shot. That one goes off the post. Rebound will bounce free. Still loose. Ground ball battle on the top of the crease. And we'll get a referee's whistle. They're going to call black ball. So that'll go Boise State's way. 6.5 to go in the first quarter. Colorado here with their 10-man ride. Boise State will break that one as they'll move it into the offensive half. David Schneider will move it, loses it as it'll bounce towards Finn. Picked right back up by Colorado. It'll be Wiesner that'll trigger across. Good leaping catch there by Ben Willows. Willows will move it one more time. Here comes Colorado on the far side now as Esqueda. Esqueda through some traffic, bumbling through to Clayton. Takes a shot. His stick was lifted at the last second. It might have been the goaltender that touched that one. Dustin Kelly, though, does make the save. Tipped off there by Hunter Molnar. He'll be back and forth again for the Broncos. It'll be Adam Smith. It'll be chased down by Penn Lukens. Lukens delivered one of the most devastating hits I'd seen in Lacrosse on Friday night. He was called for a penalty. We looked at it later. It looked clean, but, boy, he left the man in the turf. Austin Lickley will take it. In down low to Adam Smith again. Smith will lose it. Lukens will chase after him to the end line. It'll be picked up, though, and grabbed by Smith. Smith trying to run around from Lukens, gets away. Centers one in front on the back door looking for an option. He connects there with Durkin. Durkin chased by a double team. Takes a shot. Saved by Makarov. Rebound will be scooped up by the goaltender.
Yeah, it's too bad for Boise State there. Durkin in great position. It was a great job by Smith to see him there on that far post, but that would have been a perfect opportunity for him. Just wasn't able to capitalize. The pass was just slightly off the mark, but it's understandable. Smith running full speed across the field. Sometimes it throws the pass off just another inch or two.
Here comes Esqueda after a great clear by Shaparsky. Esqueda will spin down, shuffles the ball free, and somehow that one goes home. Carter Esqueda falling to his belly, getting it in between the goaltender's legs. And Colorado will add another one. It's 5-3. I did want to talk, though. Jordan Shaparsky, a great clear to get that play going. He had the task of Friday night of going after Grant Clifford, and boy, did he shut Clifford down on Friday night. Shaparsky, I mean, he made a really early bid for one of the top defensive players I've seen of the year.
Yeah, Clifford was able to get a hat trick. He did have the 3 goals, so it wasn't completely shut down. But for a guy that came into the game, only playing 4 games, had 22 goals on the year, it's not bad to hold him to 3. That's a job well done, that's for sure. And I think the coaches recognize that, and they appreciate his hard work, that's for sure.
4:55 remaining in the first quarter. Colorado on top by 2. Broncos will come the other way. A good shot. Just misses the outside from Finn. Be backed up, though, and controlled by Durkin. So we'll see if Boise can answer here. Playing Colorado very closely here in the first quarter. A fun matchup. Some good back and forth action. You can see both of these teams have good speed. Tanner Smith now will come on alongside Lewis. Lewis will spin around as he's chased away. Takes a shot and he scores. Caden Lewis, his second of the afternoon, using the bounce shot. The geometry was correct, right in between the legs of Makarov.
Yeah, and that one was definitely not Makarov. He saw that shot coming the entire way. Defender got a little lost on the spin move there, but that one, I mean, he had clear line of sight. There wasn't really any screen, and he just seemed the shot wasn't very fast, so he just seemed a little slow to react on that one. So he might be still trying to get totally immersed in the game here, but definitely a good shot for Boise State.
Played back to the near side for the Broncos. Moving in will be Smith. Smith behind to X to Finn. Controlled on the far side, right in front of the Colorado bench. A nice relaxed pace on Sunday afternoon. Wilson will move it now to Austin Lickley. Lickley around the corner will be chased away. Really good D there by Charles Richard. Up top making a move will be Wilson again. Spencer Wilson in behind to X. Controlled by Finn. Smith trying to guard away. Pass intended for Wilson will be picked up and brought the other way by Zane O'Brien. O'Brien will move it into the offensive half for Colorado with 3:44 remaining in our first quarter. Looking on the back door for a shot. It was actually deflected off the stick of Tanner Job, it looked like. It'll go out of bounds, but stay here with Colorado. Now to Esqueda. Esqueda will move it one more time. Picked up by Richard. Richard looking for Gonzalez, who just trots on to play. Polk will enter play as he clears on the onside play. Polk gets some speed. Looks in behind to X. Esqueda back in front. Ball was deflected away, and the Broncos will come out of the pile with it. But we're going to get a push on the Broncos, so the ball will stay here. On the far side, Colorado will make a run. Looking in front, it will be deflected off the leg of Willows and scooped out of the air by Dustin Kelly. Real quick note, Jack Polk and Hunter Molnar have swapped numbers. So Molnar is now 55, Polk is 50. So there you go.
All right.
I have it wrong on my sheet. There you have it. They swapped. Picked off by the Broncos, brought in, shot and a goal. A miscommunication by Colorado will lead to an Adam Smith goal, and that'll tie it.
Again, Joe, crossfield passes, we see it not working for Colorado either. That's why you don't really want to throw those as much as you can. And it was a great job kind of baiting the Buffs to throw that pass there by Smith, and worked for him.
So 2:42 remaining in our first quarter. We're tied at 5. Faceoff will be won by Colorado. That'll be Chad Piatek. Piatek making his first play of the game. Will win it for Colorado and move it forward for Ben Willows. Willows goes down, keeps the ball in the basket. Recovers, will move it over to Chris Boland. Boland looking to the near side. Esqueda. Wiesner around the edge, chased by the long pole, Tanner Smith. Behind now to Stavig. Stavig will move through some traffic. Now for Wiesner. Wiesner looking for a spin shot, gets away, takes one and a save, and it'll be held up right on the goal line. Good play by Kelly. 2 minutes remaining in our first quarter. Moved along the far end by Tanner Job. Spinning on the far sideline is Scow, it looks like, and he'll slip through some traffic as the Broncos will move on here on the fast break, and we'll get a Colorado penalty as a shot on net is deflected. Actually, I think that might have been a pass as the ball will go out of bounds. Boise State will go man up.
I'm not sure what the call was because the flag came out at a kind of a weird time. It looks like we're going to get a slash call as I saw the official signal, the other one that's going to tell the table here, but may have had some trouble get the flag out because I didn't exactly see what he was calling there, so doesn't seem like the Colorado bench is arguing though, and it was right in front of them, so sounds like it was a good call, and Colorado's going to have to play another possession here, man down.
Up top for the Broncos, tied here late in the first quarter, looking to take a big lead. They have had one lead here this quarter, and that will be nuggeted out of the air by Colorado, pushed in behind by Clark Salami, and we'll get a push on the Broncos, so Colorado will get the ball back. Zane Larson from deep in his own zone will sling this one all the way out. Intended for Gonzalez. That one will be off the mark, and we'll get a push on Boise State. So it'll be Colorado's ball here right inside the defensive zone. Makarov will come to the sideline and pick this one up for the Buffs. Jensen calling for someone to come over. Jensen plays it in behind. It'll be Jackson Marlowe. Marlowe will exchange with Makarov. Makarov will look to handle out to midfield. Adam Smith will chase it down, and Smith will break it up. It'll be a race back to the goal. A good job by Adam Smith. He beat Makarov to the ball, scoops it up, plays it in front, trying to cradle and shoot with Schneider, unable to do so. Kicked forward by Marlowe, soccered around between a few bodies, and it'll be picked up by the Buffs, and Marlowe will look to clear. Marlowe will misconnect there with Hunter Molnar. Molnar will move it back and forward to Gonzalez. Back on the doorstep and right on the edge of the crease is John Clayton. He'll sneak that one home with the tiptoes right on the edge. And that'll make it 6-5.
That's great awareness by Clayton there, understanding that he's right on that crease line, so he can't even take a step to get that pass. So he just stretched out, and the advantage of being one of the taller attackmen for the Buffs, just stretched out, picked that pass out of the air, and then just a super quick release there, making sure that he's not cradling and taking any time. Good job by him, and then also good job making sure his feet stay out of that crease as the ball crossed the goal line.
So Clayton will get the goal, and that'll give Colorado another 1-goal lead with 44 seconds remaining in our first quarter. It's been a fun one so far. Referee will get an illegal procedure call on Colorado. So the Broncos will take over with time ticking down in the first. Will they be able to tie it? We will find out. And we'll get a timeout, it looks like, from Boise State. So John Mundy, head coach for the Broncos, will take a timeout to try and draw something up because they'd love to be tied going into the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit of a different pace than what we saw from the Oregon game the other night. Joe, Boise State definitely looking to slow the pace down. They're definitely looking to let their offense kind of just work. They're running kind of an open circle set, and they're pressing the backside with some of their guys, and then when they circle that ball up top, what they're doing is they're just trying to make a couple dodges, make a guy miss or two, and then force a slide because they're stacking 3 guys right in front of the crease for looks if they do force Colorado to slide. So they're pretty patient with it. They're not looking to force a really fast pace and just try to outrun the Buffs like it seemed like Oregon almost wanted to do. But so far they're hanging in this game. They're hanging pretty tough. Colorado probably making a couple of adjustments right now, talking things over, having seen this offense now for the first time today, a couple of options for Boise State. So Colorado probably making some adjustments right now, and then they're going to see if they can hold onto that 1-goal lead at the end of the first quarter.
Make sure to send your tweets in on Twitter at Joe Paris, at Derek Michelson, with your comments, questions, concerns, pictures, jokes.
At D-Michelson _. I changed
D-Michelson
it.
_
Tried to save the people some characters so they could tweet at me.
You're welcome. You're tuned into University of Colorado You're tuned into University of Colorado Lacrosse, presented by Radio 1190. Tune into Radio 1190 in Boulder on your AM dial or online at radio1190.org for your latest University of Colorado everything. There you go. Time winding down here in the first quarter. 30 seconds remaining in the first. 6-5 our score. Broncos playing Colorado very closely here. A very fun game. They were up in Fort Collins the other day. They had a close one against Colorado State. Lickley will come around the edge, takes a shot. Tried to bounce that one home. Was off by about a few feet as that one will go sailing out of bounds. It'll stay here, though, with Adam Smith. 15.2 seconds remaining. Clock continues. Here's Smith. He'll look right at Marlowe. Smith spins around. Gets by Marlowe, centers one in front. Shot, and they score right on the doorstep. That's Luke Durkin. 6.5 seconds remaining in the first. And Durkin was waiting right there on the edge, similar to what we saw with John Clayton on the other end of the field. And Liam Durkin will make it 6-6.
Jackson Marlowe pretty visibly upset after that goal. It looked like he was yelling at one of his co-defenders. I think he was yelling at Zane Larson. I'm not really sure what about, but he seemed pretty physically upset, and he's still shaking his head a little bit. So it looks like there was a mistake made by Colorado. I didn't catch it. I'd have to go back and look at it, but Boise State able to capitalize like I'm sure they wanted to.
Broncos will win another faceoff. Time will expire, though, on the first quarter, so that'll do it. At the end of 15 minutes, we're tied 6-6. Boise State coming in to take on the number 3 University of Colorado Buffaloes. And if you're head coach John Mundy, you got to be really happy with that first quarter.
Yeah, you got to be pretty happy with it. But I think that they know that there's still 3 left to go, so they're going to be trying to keep some cool heads over there. Nobody seems like they're jumping up or going too crazy right now in their huddle. It seems like they're pretty focused and dialed in. The interesting thing is going to be Boise State is honestly, Joe, they're going to need to open up a lead here against Colorado, a somewhat sizable one, because if you look at the size of these benches, Colorado has a huge bench and they have a lot of depth, and Boise State doesn't quite match them in that regard. So for Boise State, it's going to be a struggle here as this game wears on for them to try to match pace with Colorado. Colorado will, as the game wears on, start to get some of those extra opportunities on fast breaks because they'll just be physically outrunning Boise State. So for Boise State, you can tell they want to try to keep legs fresh. That's why they're not trying to play a run-and-gun style right now. They're pretty calm and methodical on their offense. But if you're Boise State, a tie is good. You really need to open up a lead, though, if you really want to feel comfortable out here on Kittredge Field. And then we're going to get a flag. We're going to have an illegal stick, actually, here. the officials measuring a stick at the break, and they're finding that one of the sticks, and I'm not sure which player, it looks like it is going to be on Luke Durkin. So Durkin with an illegal stick. So that's a huge penalty and a huge break for the Buffs coming out of this into the second quarter here. They're going to have a long man-up opportunity, and Durkin is his stick is done for the game. So hopefully he's got a backup. Otherwise, he's sitting out for the game, Joe, unless he borrows a teammate's.
Yeah, he's actually heating up there at the end of the first quarter. So Boise State wants to keep him.
Yep. Yeah, that's definitely. I'm sure he has a backup somewhere, or he'll borrow a teammate's. But definitely will be interesting because he's not allowed to take that stick off the table. That stick has to sit at the table the rest of the game. So for him, he's going to have to figure something out. If he doesn't have a backup that he strung himself, it's going to be an adjustment for him, which will definitely cool him down here for at least a little bit while he gets used to a new stick, if he's able to come back in. But I haven't seen him receive another stick yet. So, I don't know if they actually have a backup for him. It'll be really interesting to see what happens there. He's been, like you said, a big part of Boise State's offense here today so far.
You're tuning in to University of Colorado Lacrosse on livestream.com. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate everyone tuning in from around the country. Friday night we saw 2,000 of you join us, and we thank all of you for tuning in. That was awesome. Wind is picking up big time here, as I'm sure you can hear through the headset at home. Jake Gonzalez will move it back to the near side. Colorado is man up here for their first time this afternoon, tied at 6, just underway in the second quarter. Molnar will move it back and forth. Molnar back up top for Gonzalez. Now to Wiesner on the near side. Clayton. Wiesner. Gonzalez. Colorado looking for some interior movement. We'll see Wiesner slip inside. Molnar back to Polk. Polk will handle in down towards GLE. He'll find Molnar. Open up top was Gonzalez. Thought about shooting before he handled the ball, so we'll have to scoop that one up and try it again. Colorado still man up. A good shot from Clayton, but a better save by Kelly. And Kelly will scoop that one up right on the line. And the Broncos will try to clear this one out of the play. Here comes David Manning. Manning, the long pole, will take his time as time is winding down on that man up for Colorado. He'll swing it all the way back to Tanner Job. Job to the far side now. We'll go to Manning. Speaking of Manning, Peyton Manning actually had announced he is going to retire from the other Broncos, the Denver Broncos. So this is a sports broadcast. I guess we can relay that information, right?
Yep.
There you go. Broncos are in town. It's relevant. We're back to even strength.
And I tell you what, Boise State just got that ball inside the box. And, yeah, that's going to be interference. He was playing them too far away. But they just got that ball in the box. I think they might have had one more second to get that clear all the way through. Otherwise, it would have been a turnover for failure to advance. So good job by them understanding that clock is winding down and just forcing that ball into the box. But Colorado making a mistake. I think that was one of those I'm stronger than you, and they're trying to prove it to each other. So they just kept pushing at each other, and Colorado played the ball a little too far away, or played the man a little too far away from the ball, I should say. And that's why Boise State gets that ball back right there.
The Buffs will pick up the ball after the shot from Boise State. Trotting to the end line will be Blake Irwin. Irwin will take it into play with 13-11 remaining here in the second quarter. A 6-6 game on Sunday afternoon, a cloudy Boulder, Colorado. A little bit windy, but really nice weather. Trying to hit him on the trail check. Irwin will slip right by Adam Smith. Smith's got 2 goals here this afternoon for the Broncos. The Broncos offense has been clicking, and the defense has also been holding Colorado really to limited opportunities. Irwin will have the ball knocked out of his cross. As Colton Rawson will give him the business. We'll see interference like we saw on the other end. And this one's going to actually be against Irwin.
They called a hold. He must have pinned the stick or something there, but I don't know if I saw the same thing that the official here saw.
Tanner Job will move it out towards midfield. It'll be picked up by Schneider. Schneider will be chased down by Zane O'Brien. He'll sit by as we'll get a referee's whistle. And we'll get a legal procedure on the Broncos. I think someone might have stepped in the crease behind the play. Here comes Jensen Makarov on the quick reset. He was looking for Jake Gonzalez to go down the field, waiting for the referee's whistle as well, as the referee will set him back. And
that's, we're hearing a lot of fans moaning and groaning over here, and I completely agree with them on that one. There was no advantage gained by him moving up 2 yards from where they sent him to restart that ball. That was that was kind of ridiculous for the officials to do that one there, but Colorado nonetheless is going to have to play through it.
Gonzalez will be chased away by a double team. He'll find Escada. Escada will handle on the near side, looking on the back door. Wharton fires and he scores. Ben Wharton will sneak that one inside the outside post, and Colorado will go up 7-6.
And that right there is the symptom of Dustin Kelly's high arc and slow hands. He just was playing that near post way too hard, and it's just taking him too long to slide all the way across. And because he's going to have to go on this really long arc, he's not comfortable going side to side, post to post like that. So as he's trying to follow Wharton doing a good job holding that ball and not just throwing it at the net, being a little too overexcited. So he just runs through, forces Kelly to move on his arc, and because that arc is so big, it makes him slower, and that gives Colorado the advantage. It was a great job by Wharton just bearing that shot.
Played out to center. This one will be battled for, and looks like the Broncos will come out of the pile with it. Quinn Mendiola was right there on top of it, and he's played really well in the faceoff department for the Broncos this afternoon. They trail by a goal with 11:40 remaining in our first half of play. Straight away will be Alex Wilson. Wilson will move it back to Smith. Smith in behind to X. Triggered around from Finn. Now to Davenport. Davenport in behind to Finn. To the far side now as the Broncos get going. Onto the play will be Colton Rawson. Spinning around to Schneider. Gets it in behind again. Finn. Straight away shooting and just missing is Rosen. They'll take it on the restart. Louis Rosen again. Trying to move through traffic is Lewis. He'll take a shot. That one will be a few feet wide of the outside post. He'll stay here, though, with the Broncos with 10:54 remaining in our second quarter. From X, it'll be Smith. Smith will go right at Lukens. Lukens will knock that one out away. McCarr will come out of the net to try and play that, and that one will go off the side of the net. No goal.
That's outside, yep.
Battling will be Nick Cottrell. Cottrell will lose it, though. It's a really good play by Smith to pick it up again for the Broncos, and we're going to get a penalty on Colorado. Smith still with it. Finally will lose it.
On Lukens. And another one. He's got to be careful here not to slam his stick because the officials are clearly watching him.
So Penn Lukens will go to the sideline, and he'll take a seat. 10:33 remaining in the second quarter. And Boise State will go man up.
Yeah, we're at least going to get a cross check, I believe. And then I'm curious to see what the second one would be. Maybe a slash, but we'll wait for the official signal and the announcement here. So I definitely saw cross check, maybe a push with possession as well was the other call. It's hard to see because the official is signaling the scorer's table. It's on the opposite side of the field, so we're just seeing his back. So I'm trying to see through his body there, but yeah, I think I heard push through the headset here. So it looks like
push and a cross check.
Yep. So Buffaloes will be down a minute and 30 seconds here.
So in behind for the Broncos, it'll be Liam Finn. Alex Wilson will push it in behind again. Lickley. Broncos will move it. Rosen. Gherkin. To the far side now, looking to take a shot and a save by Makarov. A good blast there from Liam Finn. But Makarov was ready for that high-to-high, so Colorado will try to run off as much as they can of their man down. 10-on-9 out there. Makarov will slowly use his pace, is running out and will be Adam Smith. Smith will chase Makarov around as Makarov will try to get rid of this one. A dangerous play, scooped up by Finn. Finn's got an open net if he would have hurried. Instead, he'll go in behind to X to Smith. Smith will stop at X, looks for an entry pass. Deflected off of another stick, now to Wilson. Wilson to the far side, in behind to X. Trying to weave through traffic was Smith. That one will be taken away from him. And they'll give Colorado the ball as we'll get a penalty there. It'll be a slash, looks like on Finn. So Wiesner will take it across as time winding down on the Penn Lukens man down. Zane O'Brien. O'Brien tries to move around the defender Newhart. He'll find Escada behind with 9:06 remaining in the second quarter. Wiesner, now to Clayton. Clayton looks like he was going to swing one there. Runs into a double team, still with it. Dives through traffic, free, takes a shot, just misses the outside post as Wharton will back it up. We'll get the call. $8:55 remaining in our second quarter. So Lukens looks like he's out.
Yeah.
So Lukens is out. But Liam Finn will take a seat for the Broncos. So Colorado will go man up. They lead by a goal here. Second quarter action. Wiesner to Clayton. They'll move it around the entire edge. Now to Jack Polk. Molnar. Gonzalez. Clayton down low. Goes back and forth with Wiesner, trying to find a little bit of space and catch a slow slide. Entry pass in front. Shot and score by Hunter Molnar.
Good job by Molnar, recognizing that Colorado's not getting a lot by just moving the ball. Sometimes you can get an open look that way, but good job by him recognizing that nothing was starting to develop. So instead he makes a play himself, cuts through the middle, and found himself to be open, got the ball, and just buried the shot.
Colorado had a little bit of a tough time on Friday night on the man up against Oregon. They had some opportunities, really couldn't convert. So good to get one here early against the Broncos.
Yeah, absolutely. It should give them some confidence on that man up. It should give that man up unit some confidence. But yeah, good job by Colorado. It ties this game, it gives them a 2-goal lead. I apologize. And they're hopefully starting to feel a little better about themselves. Boise State, again, if they want to stay with this game, they're going to need to open up a lead themselves. So they need to do some quick work here and get back on the board as we got an injured player at midfield.
Looks like Jake Braden's a little shaken up. Looks like he's got the brace on his right knee, and he was slow to get off after the face-off. So we'll get a whistle out on the field.
I think it's his knee again because he's kind of slow to extend it and struggling with it a little. But
that's actually that was 32, not 22. That's Willie Matten, not Jake Braden. Matten, though, does get to the sideline on his own power. Looks to be all right. 8:20 remaining in our first half. Colorado on top by 2 tallies. It will be the Broncos' ball on the restart. Played backward to David Manning. Manning will gaze up the field. He'll connect and move the other way with Spencer Wilson. Wilson will grab it. Receive a double team from Colorado. Trying to break it free there was Ben Wharton. Wilson, though, will move through both of them, and here come the Broncos. Looking for a goal here as Colorado's been on a little bit of a run. Caden Lewis. Lewis will look right at Emery Rust before deferring in down low to Durkin. Finn will move it along as you look towards Wilson. Wilson will have a bad hop, but he'll control it on the second attempt. Lewis will look right down at the defender Rust. He'll go by him. Centering in front for Durkin. He'll send one wide, and that one goes flying.
Skyballed that one.
I don't know how he did that one. That one.
And again, that's a symptom of his stick issues, right? So he had that illegal stick, so now he's playing with a new stick that maybe he's not quite as used to. He hasn't practiced with it as much, so maybe it has a little more hold on that ball right now, and because of that, he's shooting balls miles above the goal there.
A really good save by Makarov. It'll be a violation on Colorado, so the Broncos will get the ball back. Caden Lewis will scoop it up. 7:18 remaining in the second quarter. Durkin. In behind to Smith. They'll move around the bend as Alex Wilson will take it. Wilson peered back towards Lewis, now behind to X, looking for something in front. Lickley. And another save there by Makarov. Jensen Makarov seeing the ball well here this afternoon. Ball will be scooped away to the far side. Chasing after it will be Smith. Adam Smith will scoop it up right on the end line. He'll go at Ian McLaughlin. Smith and McLaughlin will battle. Finally, he'll come back to the high side on Caden Lewis's stick. Lewis looking for a pass to Alex Wilson. Wilson will come around the bend. Looks like he was going to trigger that one. Takes a shot, and that one will be lifted at the last second by Colorado. I think that was Charles Richard that got a piece of it.
And you can tell he's not comfortable shooting on the run there, and passed up a perfect look opportunity. He had a lot of space, and all he has to do is just fire that one on the run. But you can tell he's not comfortable because it takes 2 more steps, into a defender to set his feet, and that was just too easy for Colorado, where it probably should have honestly been a Boise State goal right there.
The Broncos have a lot of right-handed offensive players. Another one, and a save by Makarov again. That one from Austin Lickley. Stays here, though, with the Broncos. They'll battle on the end line, and that one should go Colorado's way, and they will. But you and I were talking pregame, a lot of right-handed players for the Broncos.
Yeah, and it's tough when you have that because you don't have any guys, any major threats on that backside to keep defenses honest, and Colorado is definitely pursuing that way on purpose, you can see. And so Boise State with an opportunity here, but it's going to be a struggle for them if they're not able to develop any guys with left hands, not just today, but through the rest of the season.
Boland had it momentarily, loses it, scoops it up on the second attempt, and here comes Colorado. Boland trying to get rid of it. He'll finally move it to the near side of Richard. Richard looking for a pass down low. He had Wharton. He'll bounce away from Ben Wharton, and it will be given to Boise State. 5:44 remaining in the second quarter. Buffs on top by 2. We'll have a
Colorado timeout, I believe.
Colorado timeout. Make sure you stay tuned during halftime to the Radio 1190 Halftime Report. We'll be talking about the first half, telling some jokes, doing the weather report, dancing. Who knows? What do you want to do?
Last time was
a great time.
Suggest things on Twitter. Suggest things you want to see
What
at halftime.
do you want to have the halftime show be?
Joe and I are men of the people, and we'll try to make it happen.
Our Twitter graphic will be on the bottom of your screen here momentarily, so you can tweet at us. But we'll do a fan-sourced intermission report, whatever you want to see. That's what we'll do. Special shout out to Tanner Bergamo, who's way up in the scaffold. Tanner, how's it going up there? Thumb up. You got your gloves too, huh? Yeah, he wore his gloves because it is cold up there. They're probably about 50 feet. How high do you think they are? 50 feet, 70 feet?
I'm sorry, Joe. What happened?
How high in the air do you think our scaffold is? They're pretty high up there.
That's at most, 35, 40 feet at most.
I don't know height at all. I don't do that. It's definitely not 70 feet.
No.
It's pretty high, though. I'm glad I'm down here.
I don't even think they make scissor lifts that are 70 feet tall, Joe.
Hi, Tanner. Out of the timeout, Colorado will have possession. 5:44 remaining in the second quarter. Colorado leads by 2 on your Sunday afternoon. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. Been, now that the MCLA season is finally in full force, I mean, every weekend, it's just every day there's really fun games to watch and follow. And in the MCLA's 20th season, and correction, it'll be Boise State's ball coming out of the restart.
Yeah.
Anybody can beat anyone. We saw GCU lose again this weekend. It's Boston College. They've lost a handful of games now. They've lost to Colorado State, Utah Valley, and now
they're going to give him a flag on that one. Wharton just tippy toes over the line, so he's just going to go and be an extra defender since he's already gotten the flag. So
Boise State will go man up again here. 5:20 and counting remaining in our first half. Caden Lewis comes through and gets clobbered in behind. A good check there from McLaughlin. Somehow stays with it, though. Lewis, who has 2 goals here this afternoon, will finally move it to the far side. Around the bend will come Rosen. Rosen will move it in around. Durkin looking for an entry pass. Taking a shot on the run was John Carlson. But Makarov will make the high-to-high save. So 4:58 remaining here in the first half. And Boise State will go man up.
That's awful, Woody. Keep up, Rip. That's awful.
Fans are, we've got a little smaller crowd this afternoon. We had close to 750 fans on Friday night. Tonight we've probably got 200 or 300, but they're still very loud.
Yeah, they are.
They love to stand behind us.
It's the CU Lacrosse alumni players that are they always come back and stand there and chirp the other team. So it's always entertaining to hear them sometimes.
Your career as a lacrosse buff never ends.
That's true.
When your playing days are done, you become part of the cheering section.
Yeah, you become a sideline coach.
You do. There's about 50 coaches here on the sideline next to us.
There are.
In behind now for Finn. Back to the near side for Durkin. Durkin takes a shot, and that one will be high and wide. That one will bounce into the netting and will barely avoid going to U.S. Highway 36. Headed west, in case you were wondering. Bouncing through, and Makarov will get that one off of a bounce. That was a pass intended for Rosen. Makarov will pick it up with 4:15 remaining. In our first half of play, Colorado on top by 2 tallies. It's been a close game. A little bit, not a little bit, a lot different than we saw on Friday night. Adam Smith will lose his stick there as Gonzalez will trigger that one down low, and Kelly will come out of the net to back it up. So it'll be Broncos ball. 4:03 remaining in the first half. Kelly will send that one away. Played off the stick of Tanner Smith. It'll bounce free and be scooped right back up, though, by Smith. Colorado will give him a little bit of trouble, but the Broncos will stick with it. Wilson will move it. In behind now to Finn. Finn to the far side, trying to take a big shot will be Adam Smith. He'll fake, go through, saved by Makarov on the back foot, and he'll trigger out. Here comes Colorado on the breakout. It'll be Jack Polk. Polk will take it over center. He'll be chased down to the sideline. He'll take a push from Braden. He'll stick with it. Polk looks to exchange there with Escada and said he'll stick with it and then find Carter.
Oh, and that was a favorable matchup for Colorado. They recognized it. The defender slid back, and that left Colorado wide open.
Zane O'Brien up top looking for a pass. It was picked right out of the air, though, by Kelly. What a play by the goaltender to get his stick in the passing lane. Manning will take it for the Broncos with 3:08 remaining in the first half. He'll hit Josh Norton on the run. Here comes Josh Norton. The speedy attackman will dive through some traffic. It's taken down by the tag team of Molnar and Lukens. Picked up, though, by Gonzalez. Back to Penn Lukens. Here comes Zane O'Brien looking for Escada, who's wide open. O'Brien found him there on the doorstep, but didn't quite bounce his way. Scooped away by Willows. Willows had it momentarily, knocked out of his stick. Now to Tanner Job, and Job will head up the field with 2:39 remaining in the first half. In transition, here comes Finn. Finn in down low with Adam Smith, and we'll get a timeout from Coach Mundy. 2:34 remaining in the first half. 8-6 our score. Give them credit. The Broncos have kept this one very close.
They have. They definitely have. That's just Colorado hasn't capitalized on some of their opportunities, and Boise State is doing a great job capitalizing on a lot of theirs. But as I said before, I think as this game wears on, Boise State is going to tire out, unfortunately for them, just because of the size of their bench and having played a game, as well as Colorado, but playing a game a little earlier this week with a shorter bench is always tough. So, it's going to be interesting to see how if they can maintain this the entire game. The good thing for them is they're maintaining a pace that I think they can stay remotely close to, but the trouble is going to be containing Colorado's offense, because as your defenders start to get those tired and heavy legs, some of those shiftier players like Carter or Skater are able to get around their defender, force slides, and if the slide comes, just a quick pass and an easy shot, or if the slide doesn't come, then just the shot right there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that as this game progresses on. 2:34 remaining here in our first half. Thanks for joining us on your Sunday afternoon. A big hello to everyone in Boise, Idaho. Hope you're enjoying our game. It's been a fun one so far. It's very close. As the wind again picking up. And I guess I jinxed it. Friday night during the Oregon game, Derek, I said that we were expecting 70-degree weather, partly cloudy skies, and this is... You were right. I shouldn't have said anything. Never say it.
I shouldn't have said anything. Yeah, I feel terrible. So just over 2.5 remaining in the first half. Boise State will see if they can try and make this a one-goal game. They've played really well in the first half here against Colorado. Durkin in behind. Up top for Wilson. Wilson will look at Salami. Salami will get picked off on a screen. Moved in down low. Smith and Lukens will do battle. He'll trigger away down to Rosen. Lickley. Up top now to Rosen. They'll move it deliberately, as Lickley will now take a turn with 2 minutes remaining. Moved away to Durkin. Durkin in behind now to Finn. Finn to the far side. Trying to make a run was Adam Smith. Smith will trigger in behind again. Finn. Up top now to Rosen. Rosen will look at Salami. Tries to get away from him on the far end. Can't quite get the angle, so he'll defer back to the near side to Lickley. Lickley will run right into Blake Irwin. He'll give it up to Durkin. In behind again for Finn. Back and forth they'll go as they move it around the circle. Now Alex Wilson. Wilson will run right into Rust. Rust will give him a shove, as well as Irwin. He'll get rid of it in behind again. Good suspension of pressure in front, and they'll score. Austin Lickley will make it 8-7.
And that right there is what they were looking to do. They were looking to get somebody to slide, and first one to do it was Jackson Marlowe there. Left his man wide open on the crease as he tried to extend out. Slide was a little late. The second slide was back down to the guy on the crease was a little late for Colorado, so it was an easy pass, catch, shoot for Boise State to get them back to within one here.
1:16 remaining here in the first half. 1-goal game. Boski in to take it for Colorado. Oh, correction, that's not going to be Boski. That'll be Piatek who will lose that one as Boise State will move it out to center. And they're going to see if they can try tie this one up before halftime. Mendiola will take it. On the far end, will be scooped up by Smith. Smith will get pushed into the sideline by Lukens. Still free for Colorado. Will bounce all the way over to Shaparsky. Jordan Shaparsky, who had, again, a great game on Friday night, has done his job here this afternoon again. Shaparsky, the defensive anchor of this Buffs team. Now to Jake Gonzalez, 45 seconds remaining in the half. Cross now to Jack Polk. Polk to the near side to Ben Wharton. And we'll get a timeout, I think, from Colorado on the whistle. And, in fact, we will. 37.8 seconds remaining in our first half. Coach John Galvin will take a Colorado timeout as the Buffs have an opportunity to go into half up 2 if they can convert here. An exciting weekend in the MCLA. And, again, week to week, these power rankings are going to be so different and diverse.
Yeah, and I don't understand. I get why they do it, but it's one of those where there's so much parity in this league. When you get these top tier teams together, there's a little difference and a fall off once you get more towards the middle to the lower end of the skilled teams here. But this top group that's consistently in the national tournament and vying for that championship, these guys, there's a lot of parity, and they're constantly, as we saw today, like you said, Grand Canyon lost to Boston College. I don't know why that escaped me for a minute, but they lost to Boston College, and it's one of those where, every week it's a challenge, and you got to come with your A game every single week. Otherwise, you're going to lose to somebody that may not expect to, and I think Boise State may be trying to do that to the Buffs here today, but it seems like Colorado's have been pretty focused, and they're pretty comfortable playing their game. Boise State trying to play theirs as well, and that's kept them in this game so far. So it's been a close game. It'll be fun to see how it plays out.
McCannon back and forth with Gonzalez. Now to Molnar. Molnar will be chased away by the long pole Porter. Porter's had a really good game. Gonzalez will come around the edge, takes a shot, going for the outside post. Kelly played the angle well. Be backed up, though, by McCannon for Colorado. 21.2 seconds remaining in the first half. See if the Buffs can add one more before halftime. To the near side of Gonzalez. Gonzalez comes to the left, spins to the right, takes a shot going high, and he beats the goaltender high to high. A great shot there from Jake Gonzalez. His first of the afternoon. Colorado leads by 2.
And that's big going into the half. That's a big momentum goal right there with only 13 seconds left in the half. So Colorado doing a good job to extend their lead back to 2. And we'll see if they can carry some of that momentum into the second half. Boise State, though, they're definitely, they're going to keep their heads high in that halftime huddle, and they're going to make a couple adjustments and see if they can keep this game close and even come out on top.
13.1 seconds remain in the half. Piatek will wrap up in down low for Colorado, be free. Salami had it at his feet, scooped up and brought the other way now by Mendiola. See if he can try and get one more off. Takes a shot, and on the run, that one will go wide as the ball will go out of bounds. They'll stop the clock with 1.5 seconds, so the Broncos will see if they can do something, waiting for the referee's whistle.
I think we're waiting to let, looks like
Looks like Quinn Mendiola is going to go off a little bit slow. The face-off specialist for the Broncos. Looks to be okay. A little bit slow, though, to get off. And a Pennering pass will be broken up by Zane O'Brien, and that'll do it for our first half of play. So after 30 minutes of play, Colorado on top, 9-7. It's been a fun one.
We got a flag here.
Oh, behind the play? Who do you?
I'm not sure. I shifted my gaze to see how Mendiola was doing there on the sideline. Is he still down, kind of on his back as the trainer's checking on him? But I'm not sure what we're going to get here.
I think it is going to be against Boise State. I think somebody said something coming off the field. Referees were pointing towards the Boise State bench.
I think they were just telling their coach to back up there. He was coming out to try to figure it out, I believe, so one of the assistant coaches. So I think that was just simply, hey, coach, we'll come talk to you. But they're still in their huddle. They still haven't called anything yet, so we'll see what they say here.
we'll stick with this one, and then we're going to step aside, and then we'll do our intermission report. You're tuned into University of Colorado Lacrosse. Presented by Radio 1190. Find them online on radio1190.org for all things Buffs.
I don't think we're going to get an announcement here until the start of the next half, but referee talking with both coaches, pointing all sorts of directions. So I don't know what happened. We can maybe try to figure that out before we start our halftime show and let everybody know.
I have no idea what's going on. Someone doesn't like your shoes on the internet.
I don't know.
Real jokester on Twitter. Lol. All right, should we do our halftime show?
We should. Yes.
All right, we're gonna go. We're gonna go away. We'll be right back in a minute. All right, we're back. We didn't do a halftime show because we got cold and
It's extremely windy.
it's really windy. Shout out to my boy Jake Misner tuning in from Boise, Idaho. Jake, as soon as cameraman Tanner gets looking over here, we're gonna take an in-depth look at these Sperry's that you're chirping us about. So, if you're not familiar, color commentator Derek Mickelson, aka Derek Michelson, is an all-time legend here, and he wears probably the best shoes we have in college lacrosse. These are the Sperry Topsiders. What year are they?
They're old.
08s. These
Yeah.
are 08s.
Not quite that old, but
Okay, fine. 09s. These are 09s, and we're going to do a shoe profile for Jake Misner out there. Jake's Twitter bio says, I play lacrosse and hockey. He loves to travel and meet new people. So, Jake, thanks for meeting us.
Yeah.
Glad you could tune in on your Sunday afternoon.
Good to know you, bud.
Good to know you, Misner. Anyway, so whoa, there they go. They're going up in the lift. You got a shot on the shoe?
This is phenomenal camera work right now. I shot
is
it
it.
up there.
You like that? So this is the shoe. Shoe of the game goes to Jake Misner. I'm going to sit over here, so I'll see you guys at halftime.
I'm going to sit up here.
All right, I'll see you guys later. No, I'm going to sit on the edge here, man. It's going to be sick.
He wants to hang his feet
I
off
wanna
like
hang
he's
my
hanging
feet
out
off.
on the board.
I'm wearing my topsiders on the deck. God. Okay, so there was a
Dipping
penalty.
the feet in.
We did declare. I do declare. We found that there was a penalty there at the end of the first half, Derek, and it looks like it was against Colorado. So it will be the Broncos that will start the second half. Look at this. Also, by sitting down, I eliminated the wind that was coming from behind us. I hope Tanner has his headset on, does he? Yes, he does. Hi, Tanner. You the man. All right, here we go. Second half underway. Colorado leads 9-7 here from Kittredge Field in Boulder, Colorado. Thanks for joining us. Joe Paris here with Derek Michelson. It's been a fun one. We saw all your tweets. We'll be getting to them here in the second half. We were going to dance for the one Twitter gal that asked if we would do the dancing, but it got too cold, so we won't be dancing till the post-game show. All right. Here come the Broncos. They trail by 2, but our man up. It'll be Lickley that's here on the near side. Russ will chase him away. Up top now to Rosen. Rosen will move it one more time to Wilson. Wilson will be chased away by Salami. I think Clark Salami's brother, David Salami, is here in attendance today. David is the goaltender for the CSU Rams, who lost in double overtime to Oregon, Derek. What a game that was. Colton Rosen will take it. Zane O'Brien will chase him away. Behind to X, looking for an entry pass to Durkin. It'll bounce away out to midfield. This one will slowly roll between the feet, and here comes Escada, as it was over and back on Boise State. So Ben Wharton will play it across now to Clayton. Clayton will try to gather it off of a hop. Good defense there by Manning to chase him to the corner. So Colorado will slow things up. We are back to even strength with 13:45 remaining here in the third quarter. Buffs still on top by those 2 goals. But, Derek, how would you evaluate that first half? I mean, it was really good back and forth as Molnar will come through on the far side. But, although Colorado does have the advantage by 2 goals, it didn't really seem like one team was really in the driver's seat.
No, well, actually, I think Boise State is playing the game that they want to play a little better than Colorado, sticking to their game plan so far. Colorado's just had a lot of, and like we just saw there, a lot of passes that maybe guys were looking for the next pass or to take a shot a little too early, not looking that ball in. And so they're dropping balls pretty consistently here on their end and allowing turnovers to happen. And they're not doing as good of a job as they did against Oregon at forcing turnovers, although it looks like we might see one here. But Colorado they seem like they weren't doing quite what they wanted to do in the first half. Boise State more so, even though right now they're not the team on top on the scoreboard.
Really good stick lift there by Penn Lukens. Penn has been playing really well here. Wow, that was bad. Okay, I don't know if you could see that at home. Mitch McCannon, he whiffed on it, and then that was odd. I can hear Cyrus Allen.
Yeah, that was actually pretty good.
What's
yeah.
up, Cyrus? Cyrus is going to put gloves on because he's cold. Colorado will
he
throw the ball
He didn't
away.
bring them, he said.
You didn't?
He said he should have.
You should have. I've
Yeah.
got my gloves.
I don't.
Not with me. Tanner Job will take it away. The skater will go down chasing him as Colorado will give some aggressive ride here. Going down will be Job. Ball goes down as well as the skater gets dragged down. That's going to be a push on Boise State on Job.
It's a hold.
A hold, rather.
Yeah, he basically
He hugged
wrapped his stick around the back of the skater's helmet and pulled him down by that.
Emery Russ will escape a little bit of trouble there. As Zach Porter chased him away. On comes Jake Gonzalez. Gonzalez trying to get the edge. Looks behind towards John Clayton. Instead, he'll center one in front on the back door. Scoring is Ben Wharton. What a play. Ben Wharton came out of nowhere. He kind of just came through the crease and laid that one in. 10-7. That'll be what? How many is that for Wharton? That's 2 for Wharton. 2 for Benny W. 12:17 remaining here in the third. So Wharton will make it a 3-goal advantage for Colorado. And again, talking with the coaching staff before the game, Colorado wants to finish games, and it starts in the third quarter. Really, not pushing off the gas at all like we saw a little bit against Oregon, but just continuing to build that crescendo through the end of the game. Colorado will play it all the way back. It'll be controlled now by Makarov. Makarov had a really good looking first half there. Jensen, the transfer from Maryland last year, has made a great home here in Boulder his freshman year, going all the way to the national championship. A 1-goal loss to Grand Canyon. And to come back here ready for a sophomore campaign. Big things ahead for the young goaltender. Over to John Clayton. Clayton will get it in behind now to Wiesner. Wiesner's been kept quiet here this afternoon. We're going to get a referee's whistle. And it's going to be a legal procedure on Colorado. Did you catch what that one's there?
What I'm guessing, although I can't be certain because Penn Lukens might have been blending in with the sideline and on the field, but I don't think they actually sent a third defender onto that side of the field. And I believe that's what the issue was, although I could be wrong there.
Boise State will bring it in down low. They trail by 3, just over 11 minutes to go here in the third quarter. From straight away, it'll be Lickley. Lickley will run right at Zane O'Brien. Moved around to the near side, handling through traffic is Smith. Smith will be wrapped up. Looks like that's Shaparsky that's in there. It is. So George Shaparsky will work that one free alongside Penn Lukens. Shaparsky will down. Ball stays down. And Jensen McCarr will scoop that one out of the thickets. Really good stick play for Colorado. The Poles are getting it done here tonight. George Shaparsky and Penn Lukens both have been on the team for several years, and now as veteran leaders of the squad, they're really stepping up their roles. Wiesner into Clayton. Clayton straight away, moving is Geck. It's Nate Geck who will push it in down low again. Now he's Zane O'Brien. O'Brien going shoulder to shoulder with Matten. Way down low is Carter Skata. He didn't like where he was, so he'll sprint all the way out to the top. Picked up by Geck. Geck, one of the young guns for Colorado. Geck will run right at Rosen. Rosen will give him a little bit of the business. They'll try to shoulder in. He gets right by him. Here's Geck looking for a pass in the slot. Instead, he'll dump off to X to Clayton. Clayton will scoop it up on the second attempt. Take a stick there from Job. Clayton will switch hands to the right side. Comes around, takes a shot. Didn't quite get out of the basket the way he wanted it to. Drops his stick.
Yeah, well, he hung his stick a little too far behind him as he was trying to possibly go low to high on that shot or low to low, either way. But hung his stick a little too far behind him and presented an easy target for his defender that was trailing him, trying to recover and just check the stick right out of his hands.
Lewis will spin away from Lukens, trying to use his speed to get past the long pole. Wharton will give him a little bit of a check, too, as he's coming right in front of us. Oh, and he shoves him down and out of bounds. A great play there by Penn Lukens. And there's a big check there, and we're going to get a penalty here on Caden Lewis.
That's a stupid penalty. That's a retaliation penalty. There was absolutely no reason to call for it, and the ref's going to see that every single time.
So Caden Lewis is going to get a big penalty for that one. As Colorado here on the free possession. We'll play it over from Boland. Behind it, X.
He stepped in the crease there, and the official caught it, and so we're going to get the penalty call now.
8:58 remaining here in the third quarter. Colorado up by 3. Penn Lukens doing a really good job on the near sideline right in front of us to push the man out of bounds. And it's Caden Lewis that took an extra shot at Penn after he had gotten rid of the ball, so that'll be a penalty. We'll see what they give him here. There's a few things they could have given Lewis. We'll listen to the announcement. Probably unnecessary roughness. What do you think?
Again, I'm not sure. It's probably gonna be a slash. I haven't heard an announcement yet, but they may have just given him a slash on that one. I'm not sure though.
A lot of discretion for the referees. Either way, Colorado is man up. Polk and Molnar will go back and forth in front for Wharton. He'll send in another one. 11-7 Colorado. Ben Wharton, 2 goals here already in the third quarter.
That shot may not have looked like much, but it's actually a pretty difficult shot there for Wharton. What he did is he's coming across that crease, he's catching that ball, and he's shooting to the opposite post and across his body as he's running full speed, and he's doing all that within a matter of a second of catching that ball. So good job by him of getting that ball out of the stick and in the right placement. So Colorado is starting to increase that lead. I'm not sure if it's just tired legs for Boise State. Now, granted, that was man up, so they had the extra advantage there, but I'm not sure if those are those tired legs starting to occur or what the case is here.
And Colorado celebrating on the sideline with their rowboat celebration. And we're talking to face-off and LSM Clark Salami. Clark says they adopted the rowboat celebration because for summer reading, they read The Boys in the Boat. A very good book. So
fair enough.
There's the explanation there. Clark had to explain that to one. We didn't know why, but there is some significance to it. So there you go. Ball will be flipped over out to center. Wharton will try to pick that one up. It'll be kicked away and soccered free by Smith. Tanner Smith will have it taken away, though, by Penn Lukens, and Lukens will lob it over the stick of Smith. George Chaparski will grab it now. Chaparski will try to bounce it over across the center line. Trying to pick it up for Colorado is Carter Worth. Worth will lose it as it bounced towards Kian Reno. And it'll be out of bounds for the Boise State Broncos. Job will loft this one deep into Colorado territory. Adam Smith will grab it right out of the air and looked like he wanted to make a run towards Makarov. Now he will. Comes around with one hand. What a shot, but a better save by Jensen Makarov. A really good effort, though, from Adam Smith to try and sling that one with one arm. I mean, the amount of strength it takes to use that, very impressive. Sent all the way down the length of the field. It hit off the stick of Stavig, and it'll be brought the other way now by the Broncos with 7.5 to go in the third. Pushed in deep. Broncos really needing a goal here. Colorado's added 2 here in the third quarter. 9-7 at half. Spencer Wilson will push it in deep in territory for Luke Durkin. Now to Liam Finn. Finn will rotate one more time to Colton Rosen. Wind definitely picking up here in the third, as I'm sure you could hear at home. Finn will spin away on the backside. What a play, though, falling down. I think that was Kian Reno, and it was. Reno with a really good play. Off balance is falling down. Still made a really good stick check to break up that play. Finn in behind an X for Smith. Smith will go right at Chaparski. Looking back to the near side for Finn. Smith will stick with it, though. Now to Finn. Finn takes a shot, and that one way outside. I think altering the shot was Zane Larson. A really solid core for Colorado on the polls category. Zane Larson, another one of those buffs that has been here for a few years. He knows his systems now. Be a leader. And, you know, you talk about teams that win national championships in the MCLA, and you think back to some of those Colorado State teams in the late, the 2000s, and of course BYU, and of course Michigan a while ago. All of them had great defenses. Colorado's national championship year 2 years ago, had a really great defensive core. You know, they say it in a lot of sports, you know, defense wins championships, and even in a high-powered game like lacrosse that concentrates, as that was a really cool goal there. That one hit Reno and bounced right off to Spencer Wilson, and Wilson buried that one 11-8. That one ping-ponged around.
Not much you're going to do on that one if you're Colorado's defense. That was just kind of an unfortunate bounce for them. But to your point, Joe, with defense, and it's especially important in games like this where it's more of possession games and longer possessions and more methodical possessions instead of a run and gun type game where sometimes offenses can just overpower a defense and win a game for you. But today, you know, the defense is especially important because if you're out of position or if you make that one mistake, that this could potentially be a 1 or 2 goal game here at the end of it, and that may make all the difference.
Shout out to Tannen Campbell, who is sending me the pronunciation for some of the Boise State members. Really appreciate it, actually. It's hard because there's no pronunciation guides on most of these websites. Back in transition, a really good save there by Jensen Makarov, and that one will go straight up out of the air, and it'll bounce towards the end line. I think we're going to get a push on Jackson Marlowe. So it'll stay here with the Broncos. Well, on the far side with 5.5 to go here in the third. Moving through traffic will be Alex Wilson. Wilson's got a tally here this afternoon. Hunter Molnar will chase him down. Wilson will get in deep behind to X. Smith up top for Lickley. Lickley spins away from Gonzalez. A really good play there by Jake Gonzalez as it looked like Lickley was going to trigger that one forward. Gonzalez now will scoop it up and head the other way for Colorado. In transition, he'll turn around to the defender. He has Lewis lost. Lewis, though, will do a good job to catch up there. Really good speed there from Caden Lewis. Up top now for Molnar. Molnar will depart to the far side now for Willows, and Willows will take a shot, but a better save by Dustin Kelly. We saw during halftime that Kelly was working with the Broncos coaching staff on those low shots that Colorado was using. Derek talked about in the first half the high arc that he's got. So working on that bottom right, bottom left-hand shot is a turning and shooting there for Colorado. Was Stavig. Stavig, again, looked like he was looking low on that one. 4:37 remaining here in the third. Colorado on top by 3 goals. Wharton looking for an entry pass. And we're going to get a penalty there as McCannon got pushed down as ball will come free and will be touched up by the Broncos with 4:26 remaining in the third. Colorado set to go man up.
Yeah, it's a push with possession there against Boise State is going to be what the call is, but not a horrible penalty on this one, Joe. It's you had Colorado with a pretty easy opportunity if the defender didn't make that play. So not a horrible penalty, one that the coach won't be too upset about. Now the key though is, are you going to be able to defend the man up for Colorado for the amount of time that they need to? And that's something we haven't seen Boise State do extremely well today so far.
So the referee will explain the call to the coaching staff, and 4:26 remains here in the third. 11-8 our score. Clayton will take this one off the restart for Colorado. The Buffs do have one man-up goal here this afternoon. It was a good one that was created by Chris passing around the outside, and Colorado, most teams, they probe on the outside, look for one interior pass and try to send that one home. We're seeing that here quickly, and Wharton takes a shot, but a stay by Kelly. And that was a one-on-one opportunity for Dustin Kelly, and he came away with that one. Up the far sideline, Nick Nizzoli loses it. Comes free now to Wharton. One touch over now to Gonzalez. Gonzalez in transition will rip one, and that one goes just high. We're going to go bar down on that one. Just missed it by a foot. And we're back to even strength with 3:56 remaining in the third. It'll be Jack Polk that'll move it around to Hunter Molnar. Molnar switches to the left hand as he tries to get around from Newhart. Newhart, though, doing a good job to force a pass over to Gonzalez. Schneider will look away. Now Wiesner. Wiesner to Gonzalez. Gonzalez will inch in, takes a shot, and I think that one hit posts. I think it was post. It hit something that altered. It was tough to see.
Crossbar.
Crossbar?
Yep.
Cyrus says it was a mean crossbar. Cyrus, you don't want a headset? I'll just give you a headset, man. Big shot from Wiesner, and he was looking to change a little bit of his shooting game. And the coaching staff was telling Wiesner to look more at that bounce shot, and he took it too literally because he's been bouncing it about 4 feet short about what he should be looking at. Here it goes again. Wiesner around the edge, another bounce shot. That one more on target. Kelly, though, making a save off the leg. In behind, Wharton will back it up. 3:10 remaining in the third. Ben Wharton in behind. Coming through some traffic and shooting there off of a back foot was Ben Willows. Clayton will grab it from the far sideline. Up top for Gonzalez. Gonzalez looks across down to Molnar. Molnar one more time to Wiesner, a big shot, and a save by Kelly. A really good save by Dustin Kelly. That one was coming in hot on the near side. He moved over and got the stick right in the way. Boise State will look to break out. They'll swing it across. Grabbed right at the midline with 2:45 remaining here in the third. 11-8 our score. Looking for a pass on the run. It was in the stick of Schneider momentarily. It fell out, though. Scooped up by Newhart. Newhart will move it along. Boise State will get the right personnel on the field as they'll move it to the near side now. Smith chased away by Nick Cortrell. Cortrell will force a pass up top. Alex Wilson. Now to Carlson. John Carlson will move it along the far end with 2:10 remaining in the third. Behind to X. Boise State moving the passing game around, showing a little bit of pace. Moves in for Wilson. He'll spin around a double team from Gonzalez. Gonzalez will give him the business. Gonzalez won't back away as Wilson will have to look towards X. He'll find Adam Smith. Smith will flip-flop with Alex Wilson. Wilson around from Gonzalez. A really good trail check. Sticks with it, and he shoots and scores. What a play by Alex Wilson. Gonzalez was right behind him, got a good part of the stick, but he powered through, and that'll make it 11-9.
And Hunter Molnar coming on that slide there and trying to take body, but just misjudged it a little bit and a little off to the side, didn't able to get as much contact as he would have liked, and that allowed Boise State to just send it home right on the doorstep.
1:48 remaining in our third. Thanks for tuning in. This has been a fun one all afternoon. We're getting all your tweets. Keep on sending them our way. That's the best part about college broadcasting, Derek. We can do whatever we want.
This is true. That's the best part about the internet as well.
Oh, I love the internet. There are so many fun things on the internet, like all these pictures of cats. It's really the internet's turned into like the worldwide cat database.
Yeah. Pictures, videos,
mashups, music videos, you name it.
Yeah.
Cats are everywhere. Even if you don't like cats, like I don't even think I like cats. The internet's like, you like cats. Big shot from Zane O'Brien. That one will go wide. Speaking of cats, Zane O'Brien, he is a cool cat. You like that?
That was pretty phenomenal.
You're welcome. I told you we'd have jokes tonight. Moving around the edge is Kelly Stavig. Stavig will move it along the outside. Geck will take it for Colorado. Really good spin move there. He'll roll in along the far side. Double team will catch up with him as he'll push it to Boland. Boland, stutter step, spin to the left. Looking to yank that one through. Now to McCannon. McCannon back to Geck. Geck warding away. And behind to X now. Really good pass off the back foot. Escada trotting forward. Shooting a stabbing and a good save again by Kelly. Kelly Stavig looked like he had just enough space. But Dustin Kelly, the goaltender, makes a really good save getting over. 35 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 2-goal advantage for Colorado. This one a lot closer than I think Colorado was hoping. Over center come the Broncos. Time winding down as Lickley will take it into the zone with 20 seconds remaining in the third. Back to the near side looking for a shot at Smith. Smith looks to go right at the defense, goes through some traffic, and he scores! What a play by Adam Smith.
Pretty phenomenal individual effort there. Got that pass and had to dodge through a trio of defenders. A good job by him as he's going to celebrate with one of his teammates here, but still need another one here to tie this game up for Boise State. They're going to have about 15 seconds left in this quarter to do it, and then another quarter to try to tie it up and take the lead. But Boise State is hanging around Colorado here.
So that'll be 3 for Adam Smith, a hat trick on the afternoon, but more importantly, a 1-goal game. Buffs on top by a narrow margin. Chad Piatek will pick that one up. Momentarily, it'll be knocked down back to the ground, scooped up by Tanner Smith. Played backwards into the zone. Scooped up and brought the other way now by Mendiola. Mendiola, who did go off a little bit slow at the end of the first half, looks to be all right. And he'll rip that one into the protective netting behind the play as time will expire on our third. After 3 quarters of play, a 1-goal margin from Kit Field in Boulder, Colorado. Derek talking with Aaron Gray before the game. Said he wanted to put this game away in the third. Looks like it's going to take to the fourth.
Yeah, and you don't want to go into a game being too confident that you're going to be able to do that and put a team away early like that. So for Colorado, I think they're going to have to really focus up right now. I think this is kind of a wake-up call for them that Boise State is still this close to them entering the fourth quarter. It's something I don't think they necessarily expected. Good for Boise State, though, to be able to hang with the Buffaloes this far, and they're in a great position to be able to close this game out if they can get some of these goals and keep playing their game and converting. It's been working for them. Not everything's going to happen in the first 5 seconds, so if you can keep calm and keep playing your game for Boise State, they have a chance here.
So we'll do 15 minutes more of regulation. Of note, again, if you missed it, Oregon knocked off Colorado State in double overtime. And, well, Derek, we saw how good they were Friday night. Oregon is the real deal. They may be the favorite up in the PNCLL. I mean, Boise State's looking good here this afternoon, but, I mean, Oregon looked great, too.
Yeah, Oregon did look really good. Like you said, they had that double overtime win today, so bouncing back, they're now 5-1 on the year. But Oregon did look really good. I think they didn't play quite the game they would have liked when they were here in Boulder, but they definitely they hung around, that's for sure. So if these two teams do meet each other, they're going to have some more familiarity with each other now. And you know, we talked going into that game how assistant coach Marcus McCain was returning to Boulder on that one. He was a former CU assistant coach, and so, you know, he knew a little bit of the scheme and the system coming in. But after that game, now he's kind of seen some of the adjustments Colorado has made for this year specifically. So if those two teams meet up again, it could be really interesting.
And Boise State will start the fourth quarter winning the face-off. Alex Wilson brings it into the zone, looking for a quick shot, and a great save by Jensen as he makes the chest with the save with the chest is what I was trying to say. That one came right through and hit him. I mean, that was one of those things where he just happened to be in the right space. That one's not going to feel good as Colorado will get it across center. Trey Joyard will take it for Colorado. He'll lose it as the ball will go down, and it's still free, and finally brought the other way by Alex Wilson. In transition, it'll be Adam Smith. Smith will be chased down by Colorado. Jack Polk, Hunter Molnar will catch up with him. In behind to Durkin. Just underway here in the fourth quarter. Thanks for joining us. Colorado on top by 1 goal. Buffs have been in the driver's seat since the first quarter, but Boise State has been right on their trail. On the far end, it'll be Caden Lewis.
I think we have a flag down on the far side there, Joe. I didn't see it actually get thrown, so I'm not sure what the call will be, but Boise State looks like they're going to have a man-up opportunity here.
Smith with a shot off the back foot will go wide. It does look like the Broncos will go man up. And this is a big opportunity for Boise State. They can tie this one up with 13:50 remaining in our fourth quarter. And you got to really give credit to Dustin Kelly down on the other end. Kelly has played very well here in the second half, making some big saves. And it will be too many men on the field for Colorado, so a bench penalty against the Buffs will give Boise State 30 seconds to try and tie this one up. Finn will take it in behind as the Broncos will move it around the circle. Alex Wilson to the near side. Durkin. Finn and Durkin go back and forth looking for a runner. Knocked out of the air. And after it comes Zane O'Brien. Wilson will kick it up, though, for Boise. Looking on the backside, Makarov with a huge save, though, right on the doorstep as he'll back away as we are back to even strength. So not a bad possession for the Broncos, but Jensen making the save that he's got to make. Jensen looking for a long field pass. He's going to rip this one down, looking at Clayton. Instead, it'll hit stick of Wharton.
That would have been one heck of a connection there for Makarov. Phenomenal throw. Just slightly misjudged on the other end by Wharton, but that was a good look and good job by Makarov to recognize not a lot was happening on his side, so he just sends it to the other.
What a play by Carlson running on for the Broncos. That one looks like it was going to be sailing out of bounds, but Carlson with a great timing coming onto the field there as a sub, picked that one up. And now the Broncos are alive on the offensive end. It'll be Alex Wilson. Wilson going right at Gonzalez. He'll inch towards the crease as he'll be chased away by a pair of defenders. Hunter Knowles will give him the business, so he'll have to give it away. Durkin will cradle outside. What a wild catch. What a play by Colton Rosen. Climbed the ladder, grabbed it with one arm. Adam Smith still with it. He'll be chased away by Zane Larson. Caden Lewis. Lewis back to the near side for Rosen. Rosen spinning away from O'Brien. In behind now for Irwin, looking for a pass. Shooting and a save there as it went off the edge of the stick and went out of bounds. What are you talking about up there, Cyrus? I can hear you.
We have a Twitter combo going on up here, so I was just showing him what was happening.
Oh, is there some stuff going on the Twitter sphere?
Oh, apparently we have developed a Sperry Cam officially, so shout out to Tanner on camera for that one.
Sperry Cam 250. Sperry Cam. That's unreal. Meanwhile, on the lacrosse field, none of them are wearing Sperry's. Certainly all cleats. Pass will be thrown away as this one will come out to the midline. It'll be tapped by Manning illegally, so Colorado will take it. And Escada will have the ball go off of his stick, so the Broncos will get it right back.
It's a symptom of the game so far here for Colorado. Consistently passes a little off the mark and just tipped out of bounds or falling down and leaving a ground ball loose situation. Is a nifty pass here for Boise State to a breakaway.
In transition, a big shot, better save by Makarov. That one was going high. It'll be sticked away hockey style, I guess, by Makarov there as it comes in transition to Escada. Escada waited to power that one through. He'll find Wharton in down low with 11:09 remaining in the fourth. 1 goal game. Buffs on top over Boise State. On will be Hunter Molnar. Molnar will run right at Porter. Molnar will defer in behind low. Escada back to Gonzalez. Molnar away from McCannon. Back to Molnar. Takes a shot, and the geometry just off on that one as it'll bounce away. Stays here, though, with Colorado as Escada will scoop it up on the end line. 10:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. John Clayton, who's been kept quiet here since the first half, will look to come around the edge. Gets a little bit of space, and it'll be popped out of his stick and brought the other way by David Schneider. Schneider through some traffic will escape John Clayton as he'll hit him with a trail check. Schneider still with it all the way down the field. A few yards away from Clayton as he got over center. Really good play to hang on for Schneider as he'll trot back on the other end. Kept alive by Rosen. 10:18 remaining in the fourth. Looks like the wind is finally subsiding as the clouds are moving out of
Joe, why do you
general
say
area.
these things?
Because it looks like it's really going to be nice here in about 30 minutes as the sun is poking free behind us. That's all that matters.
And the wind's back.
Yeah, all right. Shout out to the couch crew in Boise, by the way. I love that. The Boise State couch crew. My man. Shot on net will go just wide and high into the netting. I got to say, Boise State's got probably of the opposing team so far the most fun fans at home we've interacted with this year.
That's true.
So thanks for interacting
hockey
with us.
and lacrosse, actually.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. We did play them in hockey. Because you made the graphic for that too, huh?
I did.
That was a long time ago.
It was. Distant memories.
Shot will be saved there by Makarov. It'll bounce out into the high slot. It'll be picked up again by Rosen. Rosen's going to go right back after it. Takes a shot. That one off the mark. Josh Davenport will back that one up, though, for the Broncos.
Good job, Mitch McCannon, getting into his hips there as he was taking that shot. Pushed him a little off his line, and that forced him to try to adjust that shot midair as he had tried to jump over. And that's what pushed that one off the mark. So good job, Colorado defense on that one. Davenport will move it around as the Broncos are within striking distance. They trail by 1 with 9 minutes remaining in our fourth quarter. Carter Worth doing the business there, forcing a pass to Rosen. Rosen over now to Durkin. Durkin up top. Wilson trying to come around Rust. Does get the corner, but Lukens will push him into the turf. Ball comes free. Lukens will play with the stick. Couldn't quite corral it. Here, though, he'll scoop it up on the run. And here comes Penn Lukens.
the veteran defender for Colorado, with a big play deep in the game as he'll come all the way down the field. Is he going to take a shot? He does, and that'll sail into the protective netting. But, hey, you know what? I think he earned that shot on goal.
He earned that shot on goal, but that's right there is the demonstration of why he's playing on the defensive end and not attack over here.
8:27 remaining here in the fourth. What a play, though, by Penn Lukens on the other end. Alive now on offense for John Clayton. Clayton over to Esqueda. Esqueda looking into the pack of bodies in front of the net. Tries to zoom by Manning. Gets three. He dove on the doorstep. Didn't quite power it through, but Ben Wharton will pick it up on the run for Colorado. Wharton in behind for Clayton. Clayton looking to go to business. Around the edge, takes a shot. Stick lifted at the last second. Finally comes free, and Kelly will pick it up for the Broncos. Another big play by Dustin Kelly.
That was a poor play by Clayton.
And that's going to be another poor decision there from Zane Larson, as we got flags all over the place here. Zane Larson flattened it as the referee's going to stop play as man is down at midfield for the Broncos. As Zane Larson laying down the lumber. My goodness, what a check.
Yeah. And Boise State's defense visibly frustrating Clayton as he was coming around with that check. The ball popped out of his stick, and about 20 seconds, not even 20 seconds, about 10 seconds later, turns around and cross-checks the man that was able to get the ball away from him. So, it's one thing to get frustrated. It's another to retaliate, and that's what he did, and that's why he's going to be sitting in the box. And that's what kind of started the chaos that ensued, and then now caused what we see here on the field.
7:45 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Let's take a look at Twitter, Derek.
Okay.
We got some shout-outs from Josh. Josh at JRude28 says, "Go Broncos" at BSU Couch Crew, hashtag 406. They quoted me, hashtag best fans we've ever heard from this year.
Is 406, I'm assuming that's the area code?
I think it's the area code up in Boise. Okay. I have a bunch of friends that live in Eagle, Idaho, and Boise, McCall. I love the Boise. Love the state of Boise, love the area. I'm actually looking to get a job there.
Peyton with the shout-out as well here. The one that wanted us to do the dance at midfield.
At Pate Russ 23, she says, "Hey, can I get a shout out for Boise State super cute photographer who was unable to make this trip? Peyton, we're sorry you couldn't make it here today, but glad you tuned in online." Peyton's been watching all game long as we're finally getting the call there on the other end. I didn't hear it. Did you hear what it was?
I did not. I was trying to read a tweet, and my brain can't multitask that well, Jeff.
I can't do anything well, so I think it's a 3-minute cross-check. Is that it, Cyrus? Wow, a 3-minute cross-checking penalty on Zane Larson.
Was it?
Is it unreleasable?
Hold.
Hey, Rowan. 3 minutes, yeah? Unreleasable? Okay, Rowan Slaw says it's a 3-minute unreleasable penalty. Huh? It's 30 seconds as well, yeah, on John Clayton. So big opportunity here for the Broncos. They trail by a goal, but boy, they're going to have 3 minutes of unreleasable man-up time. And right now they're 2 men up with Clayton in the box for his slash. On the backside, a pass is broken up by Lukens. A great stick check, and he'll come free with it. Penn Lukens is going to head up the field. He's going to have a man to beat at center. It will be Rosen, and he'll lose the ball as it comes over.
That was actually pretty intentional there, Joe. He was he knew his stick was going to get checked, as he really only had one place to put it. So that was actually a really smart play by Lukens to try to roll that one to himself. Unfortunately, just got a little hung up.
And Chaparski with a really good play to get it 3-2 Carter Esqueda. And Esqueda will get this one deep into the Broncos zone. And you know Colorado here is going to try to run off as much time as possible. About 2 minutes remaining on that 3-minute unreleasable penalty. Clayton is out of the box, so 1 man up now for the Broncos as Esqueda is deep in the corner with 6:45 remaining in our fourth quarter. So about the 4.5-minute, 5-minute mark, we'll be back to even strength. But if the Broncos can free this one up in down low and get it to the offensive end of the field, they'll have a big opportunity. As we're going to get a timeout from Colorado.
Great job on that sideline there by head coach John Galvin. Phenomenal job. He understood that Carter Esqueda, the young attackman, had run himself into the corner against the double team. So really 4 defenders there because 2 of the sidelines and then 2 of Boise State's defenders. So good job by Coach Galvin to diagnose that and get that timeout before Carter lost the ball.
Whitney Lewis tweeting in, 208 is our area code, not 408.
So what's the
hashtag 406?
Yeah.
Hey, Josh, what's hashtag 406? If it's not appropriate, I get it. I don't know what would be inappropriate about it, but sometime. What?
Oh, never mind.
Why?
We had Sperry Cam going again.
Sperry Cam? Can we get that Sperry Cam?
We're going in and out.
Do my shoes get to be on TV?
Yeah, let's get your shoes on
Hi,
TV.
Tanner. I got no shoes on.
You got to stick your leg out, man.
Well,
They got your head
I'm
right
just gonna hand
now.
you my shoe.
Oh, that's all right.
Those are the Stefan Janikowski's. Those are skateboard shoes. I obviously am a huge skateboarder. Clearly. Those are a limited edition run that I found at Nordstrom Rack.
There you go.
On the 20.
Bargain shopping. I appreciate it.
The 28th Street Mall. If you're ever in town, go down to the Rack, dude. They got it all.
Man.
You never know what you're going to find at Nordstrom Rack.
Craziness.
I'm also wearing black Nike socks for anyone wondering at home. And I'm wearing
all Nike all day, apparently.
I wear Prada. Who are you wearing? Prada, obviously.
I've never understood why it's who.
Yeah, that's a really weird question. Who are you wearing?
I mean, I get it. They're asking about which designer they want, but it's like the who part just makes it weird to me. I've never understood that.
Whitney Lewis also says it's Boise, not Boise.
Yeah.
Boise.
Okay. We'll try to correct that one.
Boise. We are 3/4 into this game. Gosh, I love everyone in Boise tonight. This is great. They're really fun.
This is actually,
shout out to the entire state of Boise.
Yeah.
Shout out to my friends also who play for the Idaho Junior Steelheads up in McCall. My boys.
Okay.
2:08, bro. All right, back into play. Clayton will play it across, looking for Escada. Tries to dunk it home. Ball up in the air. And, oh, boy, tabletop there is John Clayton. We'll get a referee's whistle. And we're going to get a call on the Broncos, so it'll stay here with Colorado. Zane Larson still in the restricted area for his 3-minute penalty. He delivered a heavy hit.
Got a meeting of the minds here for the officials. Make sure that they got the call right. It looks like they did, so we're going to keep playing on.
One more tweet coming in from Missy. She says, you guys are awesome and entertaining. Go number 23. Hey, guys, thanks for live streaming. Love a Boise mom. Go Nizzoli. Our pleasure. We do it for the people. Clayton gets rid of the ball up to Gonzalez. We are still man up for Boise State.
Good job, Joe.
Thank you. Quick learner. In behind for Gonzalez. He'll spin around looking for options with 6:06 remaining. Low key, this game is lit right now, as they say on the playground. Out to Ben Wharton. Under 6 to go. A 1-goal game from Kittredge Field in Boulder, Colorado. Thanks for joining us. Joe and Derek here with you on our Sunday afternoons. Couldn't think of a better way to hang out on our Young March weekend. Escada trying to run away from about as many people as he can. Eats the turf, spins around, and pumps right back up. As over in the penalty area, Zane Larson still looking across as he's counting down the seconds. Here comes Escada. Escada, he's in great condition. He's been literally sprinting around the field.
I think we solved Rowan Sloss's question from the other day there with that one. He's battling this strong breeze
battling the
pretty
wind.
well.
That was the question that Rowan brought up. And there we're going to get a penalty on Boise State as down to the ground goes O'Brien. And 5:13 remains here in the fourth. What a sequence for Colorado defensively. They go down for 2 men for 30 seconds and then 3 minutes unreleasable as well concurrently. And Boise State has only had it on that end for about 15, 20 seconds. Colorado's done a good job to run off the clock.
Yeah, and Colorado is keeping their spacing so that they're spreading the field. They're not letting Boise State's defenders get too aggressive and easy slides, anything like that. So Colorado's doing a good job keeping themselves spread out and maintaining their positioning. That's just good discipline and practice and training from the coaching staff for the Buffaloes.
Just over 5 minutes remaining in regulation. Colorado on top only by a single tally. Boise State's done a great job here this afternoon. It's been a fun game end to end. Here's Molnar with it. He'll be chased away by Schneider. Molnar probing along. Will look to his bench and go to the sideline looking for options here as Jake Gonzalez looked like he was going to make a move. Instead, it'll be Wiesner that'll switch places with him, giving Molnar a little bit of space with 4:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. 11-10 ball game. And we are back to even strength for Colorado. They killed off the full 3 minutes with, little to no issue at all. Up top now for Gonzalez. Gonzalez in down low looking for Wharton. Tipped away, picked up though by Wiesner. Wiesner back to Gonzalez with 4.5 to go. Up top as they'll move it around, it's Molnar. Molnar down low for Polk. Polk back to Molnar. Up top now. Wiesner to Gonzalez. One more to Clayton. Clayton for a pass in front to Wharton, and it hit off the side of his stick. It'll be scooped up by Dustin Kelly. Kelly will send it out. Scooped up on a bounce by Mendiola. Still free. What a play there. The whirligig by Willie Matten. Still with it is it'll be bounced down. Exchange between Finn and back to Matten. Willie Matten with a really nice play. He'll trot to the sideline and get some high fives as Boise State's got it with 3:50 remaining in the fourth. Looking to tie it up here. Trying to sneak one away here. Steal one on the road on Sunday afternoon. In behind to X. It'll be controlled by Liam Finn. Moved around the bend. Good pace here for the Broncos, who have held on tight here in the fourth quarter. It's Lickley. Lickley to Finn. Up top now for Rosen. Rosen trying to gain some speed. Tries to spin away there from Wiesner. Wiesner, though, does a good job to go toe-to-toe with him. In front, shot on net. Never made it through. I don't think he got the release as Penn Lukens will back that one up, and they'll give Penn credit there, being closest to the end line. Colorado possession. 3:18 remaining in the fourth. Jake Gonzalez will be pushed off to the sideline by Durkin. Durkin will chase him down. Pass over now to Marlowe. Marlowe to Wiesner. Down low for Clayton. Goal would be huge for Colorado on this possession. We're going to get a referee's whistle and a timeout Broncos. Oh, excuse me. That wasn't a timeout Broncos. I thought they timed out Broncos. Illegal procedure on John Clayton. I was confused there on the call. It didn't sound right coming out of my own mouth, but it is Boise ball.
Sorry, Joe. I've been scanning the crowd because we got alerted on Twitter from About the Kids. So I'm not sure who About the Kids is, but they're About the Kids. That apparently John Grant Jr. is here somewhere watching the game, though I have not been able to spot him. Yeah, and actually they forwarded, in a way, his own tweet from John Grant Jr. saying a little road trip to Boulder to watch one of my Valor men's lacrosse grads play some lax, SCO Buffs. So we even got the SCO Buffs in there. So I'm looking around. I don't see him, so I'm not sure where he's at.
If we could find Junior, we could get him on the broadcast. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a fun one.
I didn't know that about the kids. I had no idea. I had not noticed. I've been watching the game. That's awesome, though. Now I got to look down your rosters. Who played at Valor last year?
Let's see. He tagged somebody, so I'll just look and see who he tagged.
Oh, Charlie Worth.
Yeah, Worth, yep.
Carter Worth, rather, not Charlie Worth. Charlie Worth is a professional actor. Carter Worth. Carter's played a good game here this afternoon. Been a good role player for Colorado first few weeks of the season. Carter wears number 15. You can see him there about halfway up the bench on the far side for Colorado. And hopefully Coach Junior is here to see a Colorado win. Although Boise State's making it close.
I found him. Yeah, I did. Yeah, he is here. That's for sure.
Colorado and, well, not even just, I don't even know why I said Colorado. He plays for the Mammoth. Lacrosse legend John Grant Jr. out here this afternoon. That's awesome.
He plays for the Mammoth and the Outlaws.
Mammoth had a big win last night over New England.
Absolutely. So that's why my voice is a little hoarse today. Is at the game cheering the Mammoth on.
Lukens will outlet it now to Jordan Chaparski. 2:20 remaining here in the fourth. 11-10 ball game. Chaparski will wheel it all the way across. He'll look across to Irwin. Irwin will go to the sideline looking for a skate. A miscommunication scooped up there by Tanner Jobe. Jobe will get it in on the end line. And we'll see the 10-man ride here from Colorado. See if they can create a turnover. Looking for a long pass is Manning. Manning will almost connect on the fly with Durkin. On a bounce, though, he'll find him. Durkin looking for a centering pass. He'll fake it from X. Calling for the ball, screaming from the ball, really was Alex Wilson here on the near side. He was wide open. Irwin hadn't caught up with the play yet. Minute 48 remaining here in the fourth. Rosen has got it. Broncos on the inches away from tying this one up. Up top now to Lewis. Lewis looks at Irwin. Lewis will try to back him down as Caden Lewis will spin away, get some space, takes a shot, and he scores. Caden Lewis a hat trick, and we're tied at 11 with 1:28 remaining in the fourth quarter. What a play. He got just enough space, beating Irwin around, got his hands free, and triggered it past Makarov. We're tied at 11. Oh, my. if this does go to overtime, it's sudden death. And we already had an overtime game here this weekend in the state of Colorado. Oregon beat Colorado State in double overtime up in Fort Collins. Although I think they play in Loveland, but you get it. But minute 28 remaining here in the fourth. Salami will win that one forward. Does he get control? No, he doesn't. It will be the Broncos that'll bring it across center. It's Alex Wilson. Do the Broncos have the makings of an upset? A great check, though, from Colorado. Comes free now to Penn Lukens. Lukens will take it over center. He's alongside a runner there. Tried to hit him there was Reno. And it'll come to Ben Wharton.
Good job backing that up by Wharton.
1:06 remaining here in the fourth quarter. 11-11 game. Up here now for the Buffs. It'll be Wharton that'll trigger across to Hunter Molnar. Molnar with under a minute will run right at Newhart. In behind to X now for Escada. Escada looking for a pass on the back door. Shooting and almost getting the trigger pull there was Reno. Kian Reno couldn't quite get it going as his hands got checked at the last second.
Another case of hanging the stick a little bit too far out there away from your body. Defender able to get a hold of it.
Up top now for Molnar. Molnar will send it on. And here comes Boland. Correction, that's not Boland, that's McCannon. McCannon in behind to Escada. Escada up top, looking for Gonzalez on the run. Jake Gonzalez through traffic, he scores! Jake Gonzalez with 30 seconds remaining will put Colorado up by 1. He came on the run looking to make a play and got his hands free, moved to the left, deked out the defender and sent it right past Kelly. What a play by Gonzalez. That'll be Jake's second on the afternoon. But the biggest goal of the contest so far, still 30.3 seconds remaining in regulation. Can the Broncos scoop this one out?
No break, no break. Go, Clark!
Colorado putting Clark Salami back on the face-off, trying to tie him up with that long stick. Clark also doing a good job of winning him. So the theory there is if you can't win it, you can at least tie him up and have that long stick defender right there to immediately start harassing Boise State. So that way, and here we see him actually win it, but that way Colorado can try to run this clock out at this point.
Clark will find Shaparsky in down low. We'll see a very aggressive front here from the Broncos. Sent across the field. It'll take a bounce. It'll be scooped out of the air by Colorado. Larson's got it with 14 seconds. He'll send it out towards midfield. Dangerous play. And it'll bounce through some bodies. Pipped up at middle field. Here's Porter with 6 seconds. Plays it across. Smith with 3. Smith's got to shoot it. He takes a shot. Tipped away. Flipped out of the air. We're going to get a flag on the play. But time has expired. There's a flag down. The referees are going to talk about it, it looks like, but this game should be over as Colorado's sideline will empty out onto the field. They'll have to go back to their bench. It does say 0 on the clock. There was a flag in the air. They may put a second back on, which would be huge for the Broncos as the restart would be right in the attack zone right there, waiting for the call.
Yeah, the game
Wilson.
is over. Yeah, Joe, and that's what I was going to say. I don't think there's anything in the rules that allows the officials to put time back on the clock because since Boise State maintained possession through after the flag was thrown, there was no reason to deaden the clock, deaden the ball. So no whistle was blown, and so the first thing that actually occurred to stop play, so that way the foul could be called, was in fact the end of the game horn. So just kind of unfortunate for Boise State that they don't get the opportunity, but Colorado is able to squeak away with a victory here today.
What a game. I mean, Boise State came all the way back, being down all game long, tied it up with just over a minute to go. But Jake Gonzalez with a great play to come through traffic to finalize this one. Final score, Colorado 12, Boise State 11. I mean, the Broncos are going to be, frustrated they didn't come out on top of this one, but a great effort from Boise State. And if you're a Buffs fan, I mean, that one, that's playing it pretty close to the chest there, huh?
Yeah, it is. And, at Colorado, this is a perfect example of why you don't overlook any opponents. Boise State, not necessarily known to be the perennial powerhouse of the MCLA. Whereas Colorado has started to gain some of that reputation along the likes of a couple you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, CSUs, BYUs of the world. So, with Colorado having that reputation, sometimes it's easy for the younger guys, which Colorado has a lot of this year, to kind of overlook some teams. So hopefully it's a good wake-up call for those guys that this is why you don't look past anybody. And for Boise State, you know, like you said, although it's a loss, yes, and that's going to go on your record, at the end of the day, it's a 1-point loss in a very tight-fought game, and they showed a lot of heart staying with it and tying it up late in the fourth, even though they didn't come out with the victory. Kind of one of those, and as a player you hate to hear it, but it's true, it's kind of one of those moral victories where, you know, hopefully this gives them some motivation going forward to try to get some of these other close games they may have later in the year and win those. But good job by both teams all around here today.
Final score, University of Colorado 12, Boise State 11. And Colorado will go 2-0 to start the year at home. A single loss down at Grand Canyon on the year, so they'll move to 3-1 with victories over Boise today, Oregon on Friday, and of course last weekend they knocked off Arizona. So Colorado, that came into the weekend ranked third in the country. Depending on what happens the rest of the weekend, we'll probably stay parked there. But, I mean, this was a challenging home weekend. We knew Oregon was going to come out fighting. We knew Boise was a very talented team, and they showed here today that, I mean, they came within inches of knocking off Colorado.
Yeah, it's definitely, it was close, but unfortunately just not enough for them here today.
We are going to step aside real quickly, but we will have the Radio 1190 post-game show here coming up soon. Hopefully we might even have Jake Gonzalez joining us. We're going to step aside, but we'll be right back for the post-game show in a few minutes. All right, you tuned into the Radio 1190 post-game show. Joe Paris, Derek Michelson, Jensen Makarov here with us. Jensen, great win here this afternoon.
Yeah, it was a struggle, but we pulled through at the end.
What did you see from Boise here this afternoon differently than Oregon? I mean, they both played very good offensive games, but it seemed like their paces are just a little bit different.
They were very athletic. I mean, they were really quick in between the lines. They didn't make as many mistakes as we did. I think we had like 29 turnovers. That's way too many. We gotta clean it up. We got a lot of work to do.
The long pole today did their job. I mean, more than once we saw Penn Lukin, Jordan Shaparsky, the guys back there really helping you out. What can you say about their defense this afternoon?
They've been playing well. They've really stepped up. I think our communication is really key. We'll just see where it goes from here. We got a lot of work to do.
Now, I lost track. Do you know how many saves you made this afternoon?
I don't. I never keep track.
You got a lot of those saves though from the doorstep. I mean, what was kind of your message, and what were you trying to tell some of your defenders to get them to make some adjustments to hopefully try to force some of those shots to go a little further outside, make them a little easier for you to save?
Well, ideally in our normal defense, we try to give up the 12-yard shots. Those are the ones that I should be saving. I should save all of those. It gets a little frustrating when when I end up making doorstep saves. It's not really what we should be giving up, but like I said, we just got a lot of work to do.
Yeah. You guys got the new jerseys on today, the brand new. What do you think about the new jersey? I mean, they're pretty light.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. I love them. I wish we had white shorts to go with them, but what can you do?
The all-white look.
We take baby steps. That's the next step.
Because we got the classic, like the blacked out look. I mean, that's what defined Colorado lacrosse, was the black on everything. But you like the all-white look.
I do. I'm a big white guy. White's almost my favorite color. I'm always rocking white shoes. So.
We talked about shoes a lot during the broadcast.
We did.
He's got the white Nikes.
I need to clean these bad boys up. I need a little magic eraser on there. Get more white.
All right, get this man a magic eraser. Well, Jensen with the win. Congratulations on the weekend. 2-0 on the weekend. That's Jensen Makarov, your Buffs goaltender.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Mitchie, get over here. Yes, here he is. One goaltender to another.
Yeah.
What's up, Fenton? How you doing, man? Coach Fenton over here. A close one. You guys win by 1 goal. Coming in, the scouting report showed these guys are very talented. They gave you guys a heck of a run, though. I mean, what can you say about their performance?
You know, Boise State put up a hell of a fight. That was a great game, and really what it came down to was a combination of their talent and their hard work. Really, when you put those two factors together, it's kind of hard to play against it. But our guys found a way to bounce back and overcome a couple questionable penalties. A really long one there in the fourth or in the third. So it was a good day for us.
We've seen in back-to-back games that Colorado was taking a big penalty on 1 or 2 really big hits, and I don't remember seeing that ever last year. Do you think there's a little bit more intensity on the physicality side this year?
Yeah, the physical game is something that we've definitely been stressing to them more so this year, but there's a level of smartness that has to come along with that. So you have to be in control but still ready to put someone on the ground when the time is right. So we can do a little bit better of a job of kind of controlling those instances where we're out of control and bring it back in a little bit. We're going to be just fine.
Jake Gonzalez with the big winner for Colorado. And, in the past few years, you talk about the big guns for Colorado. Of course, a few years ago on the national championship, Riley Siddell, Jack Cranston. Last year, a guy like Riley Combe, Jace Gann. This year, though, this is the first real opportunity late in the game. You see who's going to take the reins. And it was Jake Gonzalez today. What was the conversation like on the sideline drawing up the final play?
The conversation on the sideline, I'm not in the offensive huddle all that much, but the big message from Coach Galvin is it doesn't matter who has the ball there. We're going to work in the system. The guys are going to move around off ball, and we're going to take the best look that we can get. Jake's a great player. We were lucky to get him as a transfer this year, and he's really started to shine as one of our better midfielders. So we're really happy to have him around, but it could have been anyone with that last-second shot. We worked for it, and it paid off.
And you see, being a former goaltender yourself here for University of Colorado, you've faced a lot of games where you've gotten some tough shots on you and things like that. What do you do with Jensen to get him kind of moving forward and progressing past this, not dwelling on this game or anything like that, or anything that did happen correctly or incorrectly for him? But how do you move past it? I know goaltenders are supposed to have sharp minds, but as a former goaltender and then the goaltending coach, what do you tell a young goaltender like that?
I'm very fortunate right now to work with two incredible goalies, Jensen being one of them and Wayne Hoffman being our other. And thankfully, there's not too much that I need to tell them about bouncing back from a game like this. Jensen knows what he did right, and the very few mistakes that he made, he's well aware of the things that he did right and wrong. So we talk about just moving forward, talking to the defense, getting him in a little bit tighter to limit those backside looks. Really, at the end of the day, Jensen did everything we asked him to, and it's the team defense that needs to come together, not an individual part, whether it be a goalie or a defenseman. It's a team effort, so if we can limit those inside looks, we're going to be just fine going ahead.
Yeah, definitely. And then looking forward, 2 big weekends here at home this weekend. 2 big weekends. 2 big wins here this weekend at home for you. But moving forward now, what are you guys going to be working on after seeing them play on home turf here for a couple games? What are you guys going to be working on in practice to develop it and get ready for the next games?
There's, probably a good list of things that we can improve on before next weekend, but I think some of the things we really need to focus on are just our like I said, our team defense and our play in between the lines. We did a really good job of riding today, but we also got ourselves into some situations that could have given them some better looks in transition and as they move down the field from defense to offense, and we need to limit that, and on our end we need to create more of those looks for ourselves. So working on the play in between the lines and then that team defense aspect, I think, is going to be the best plan of action for these next 4 or 5 days before we head out to California.
All right, well, the Buffs will go on the road to California. Big game against Chapman next weekend. I know there's a lot of things to debrief about this weekend, but a great weekend, 2-0. I don't know if you heard, but Oregon beat Colorado State in double overtime. Wow. So another wild weekend here in the MCLA. Of course, GCU fell again, and, we talked about it during the broadcast. This year, anybody can beat anyone. So great weekend, 2-0. Congratulations, Coach, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that's Mitch Fenton, assistant coach with the Buffaloes, formerly a national champion goaltender. He also coaches the women's team as well as the women's club team, so he is all lacrosse all the time. Derek, any final thoughts? Guess what? Literally as the game ended, the sun came out. So There you go.
Classic CU.
Classic CU. Let's see. What else? I'm good. You got anything else?
I think we've covered it all, Joe.
Shout out to all the fans at home for joining us here this afternoon. It was fun interacting.
Those in Boise.
My boys in Boise, the Boise boys, the couch crew. It was a fun weekend, to say the least. Big thank you to Tanner Bergamo, who ran camera all afternoon. He braved the wind and the weather to go way up in the scaffold. Shout out to Cyrus Allen. What's up?
Hey.
How you doing, Cy Guy?
You're on camera. Turn around.
Turn around. That's Cyrus. He does the score bug on the bottom of the screen. It's great. But all right, well, we'll be back in a few weeks. Colorado will travel to their California road trip next weekend. We'll be back, though, in a few weeks with some more Buffs lacrosse. Alongside Derek Michelson, I'm Joe Paris. You're tuned to the University of Colorado Lacrosse. Thanks for joining us. A big thank you to Radio 1190 for presenting Radio 1190's production of Colorado Lacrosse.
Doing a lot of producing over there.
We do a lot of producing. All right. Alongside Derek and the entire crew, I'm Joe Paris. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Final score, Colorado 12, Boise State 11. Buffs move on to California next weekend. That's all we got here. Good night.